Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Think of all that time. Every wait in the winter. Think of all that those hours no one else every sprint in the summer. Every wait in the winter sacrifice. Early mornings on the levee. Late nights in the film room. Bus rides to playoff games. Every bump in the road. Every moment of ecstasy. Every moment of doubt. Years wondering. Is it all worth it? It's all led to this. Man, I got this. It's a 60-minute drive for a 60-minute game. After all the miles we've traveled, we're almost there. After all the hours we've worked, one more can make us legends. After all that time, this is our time.
Seems like no nonsense guy. Like
re-emphasize that for the Saints fans out there on TikTok. Caveman, what did you just say?
The rebuild starts right now. Marshawn Lattimore's gone, so the defense, like we're not getting any better.
Looking to get into Smith. What a pass! Not Gabe! Dorial Smith with the game winner! Oh my goodness!
And that is why you have Aaron Fry pass the ball in. A career year, and like you have you have the best quarterback in the league, arguably the best wide receiver in the league, and you've got the best edge rusher in terms of total sacks this season. And you're 4-7, and your playoff chances are hanging on by a thread.
As true as day is night, my friend. Death, taxes, and the Chicago Bears losing to the Green Bay Packers. It's what it is. It's what it's always going to be.
See, this is going to determine my running back position. The Bills. Ooh, I'll take Cook.
Deflected, good help defense from the Warriors. Oh, what a pass! And Kuminga throws it down. This could be the pass of the year so far. You might watch every game the rest of the season in the NBA.
Mr. Announcer guy. So don't you go saying that you're never going to see that.
You're such a hater.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen?
Ladies and germs. New intro.
Hey, boys are buzzing.
Hype. I like that.
Oh, yeah.
Jimmy Covers, Caveman, and HG coming right at
We're
you, man.
Freaking back.
We're
America.
back. Beautiful Wednesday, boys. The snow is falling. Thanksgiving is in the air. Day before Thanksgiving.
Right, this is everybody's Thanksgiving pregame.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving pregame, dude. We got a lot of football tomorrow, boys.
Oh, yeah.
The Whistle
It's gonna be a
Boys
good
are going to
day.
be locked in early.
If you want to skip
all
the
of
205 game, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Giants, Cowboys. I mean,
Danny
I
DeVito
just want to
versus
see how bad it's gonna
Cooper
be.
Rush. It's
Well, I
going to
mean,
be a
good for
track
them.
out.
I mean, if I'm eating food with a cold one in my hand, I'm okay with a crap football game
Yeah.
because we're
Sure.
going to see some car.
I think
Somebody's
right.
going to throw like multiple pick sixes.
Well,
I think.
That's right.
this game on paper looks awful, so that means it's going to be like the best game
the
of
best game in
Thanksgiving.
football.
That's just how the NFL works.
I
You
mean,
know.
no, I hope they do. I hope they do have a good game. Cooper Rush and Tommy DeVito or Drew
Well,
Lock.
I
Whoever
think it's
starts.
actually Drew Lock. I think DeVito, he got hurt, so it's
Oh, I mean, that honestly, I'm kind of hopeful. Cowboys might actually play, or the Giants might actually play kind of solid.
Yeah. Hey, I mean,
Drew Lock's not that bad.
we'll see if they adjust their game plan. Like, give Malik Neighbors the ball before we're down 23 points. Let's see if they
That's a
Dude,
start.
did you guys see him
adjust to that.
in the post game?
Oh yeah, that's what I'm
About that?
referencing. Oh, he
Yeah,
was
dude.
pissed.
He was pissed, bro.
Pissed.
Yep.
And I like to see that, bro. Like, as a young player, I hate when all these guys, like, bro, if your team sucks and your best player's a rookie, then that rookie's allowed to say something. I'm sorry. You had your chance.
Yeah,
He's outperforming
I-
guys who've been in the league forever.
like I'm sorry.
Football
You know,
doesn't lie, caveman.
Exactly.
all the games where you're competitive, he's going off. So I'm
Yep.
like,
Literally, yeah.
Think back to the Browns game.
you
He
let
had those
Saquon
two
go.
nasty catches in the end zone against the Browns.
Yeah,
That was really when he like popped off this season. Everyone's like, Neighbors pretty legit. Since then, it's
Yeah,
like
he's pretty legit. He's your only weapon.
you can make
That
the case.
GM's gone.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
make the
he's
case.
out.
He's
He's
better
there
than Marvin
now.
Harrison
It's
Jr.
gonna implode.
and you're not utilizing him. I mean, it's close. Neighbors is elite. He's
No,
sick.
he's elite. Yeah,
He's
yeah.
sick. He's going to be a
Marvin
force
makes-
for years if you
Marvin's
can
been
just.
making plays though, brother.
He has. He has.
yes.
You know,
You can make the argument both ways. I'm
I
still
think there's a couple
still
good- I like
undecided
Brian
on
Thomas
them.
Jr. I mean, that's kind of if
Yeah.
I had to go with a rookie wide receiver, that's one that's
Me personally, I'm riding Delele Vaughn or Devon Vele all the way.
from the
He's pretty
from the
solid.
Broncos.
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
that's the boy right there.
A Bub Means
Yeah.
ride or die fan right here. Bub Means, man.
All right.
Best rookie receiver.
Well, we had a crazy
Night
Monday
Football
night
game?
game, the
Yeah.
Harbaugh, as they call it.
Man,
To no
dude.
one's surprise, Harbaugh won that one.
Harbaugh won it.
Uh,
Yeah.
Man, I mean, I put Justin Herbert on my putting in work segment, and
There
then
you go.
all his receivers dropped the ball.
dude, I can't
Quentin
even put on
Johnson.
Herbert.
What are you doing,
What
bro?
the
Brother.
heck?
Five
What are you doing?
5 targets, 3 drops, 0
Zero yards.
receiving yards.
Yeah.
Oh
I got
my
him,
god.
I got him in fantasy
Bro,
this
when
week because
I lost my mind, caveman. He had a little crossing route coming down the line of scrimmage, right at the first down marker, being chased by a linebacker. He's got 4 steps on the guy. You just watch the ball in,
Yeah.
and you just turn up field, and you are
Could be a touchdown. I mean, he had there was one guy and he had a
one guy
blocker.
down there.
Like,
You run it up the alley, and he said he turns his head before he catches it, and then he tried to body catch it, where he just sort
Yeah.
of like tried to instead of sticking your hands out there and then bringing it in. You know what, Quentin Johnson? What are we doing? That's my zero.
Cute.
That
Yeah.
was my
Yeah.
just
That's
just
the
to
zero
preface
right
mine,
there.
just to get one out of the way, so we don't
That's what I
rant
was
for
gonna
a-
say.
Quentin Johnson. You got to go. You know,
Absolutely.
Harbaugh
Dude.
doesn't play that, bro. He
How-
will
No.
replace you.
how
Yeah,
did how do the Chargers have the 2 worst wide receiving products to come out of TCU in the past 5 years on their team? They got Jalen Rager and Quentin
Yeah.
Johnston.
Yeah, and Jalen Rager was drafted ahead of Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
For the fans out there.
Well, and then
Yeah.
Johnston, they drafted him ahead of no big deal, Jordan Addison and Zay
Ooh.
Flowers.
Oh.
Literally, it was
Oh, man.
y'all. If you remember the COVID draft,
Oh, yeah,
Vikings
COVID
have
draft.
pick number 20. The Eagles are at 19. They go ahead and they draft Jalen Rager.
Brutal, dude.
The Vikings. There's a famous clip of them just laughing.
Laughing,
They're
bro.
like,
Yeah.
they're like, all right, go get Justin Jefferson. Let's go get him.
Dude, the guy was like, they picked him, and they were like, that other like whoever that little assistant was, whatever. He was like, "Are you serious?" He was like, "Yeah, they picked him." He was like, "Oh man, you know what to do," and he's like,
Yeah.
"The ticket's already in," and I'm like, "You got to be bleeping
Yeah.
me, dude."
Yeah, and then just not last year's draft, the year before, Johnston goes off the board first. On the Ravens take Zay Flowers, and the Vikings take Jordan Addison. So the Vikings are the beneficiary of 2 people taking
Yeah.
a overrated TCU wide receiver and
Yeah.
then getting a much better wide
Stud.
receiver. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's what I mean, man. Like, some teams like, oh, Vikings are good. It's like, yeah, they needed another team to make that mistake for them
Yeah.
to get, it's like organizations, bro. That I'm a nerd. That's what I watch.
It's
I really do.
I gotta
really,
say,
it's
it's
a really exciting part of the
It
game.
really is, brother.
Watching them really decide on what they're gonna do with
Yeah.
their teams is
I
just
watched
mind-boggling.
I watched my dad like melt. I was a senior in high school in 2005. I'm not going to take too much time. Senior in 05. My dad is screaming from the mountaintops to draft Aaron Rodgers. And I'm like, we got Brett. I'm a kid. I'm like, we got Brett Favre. That's all I know. He's like, you take the guy when you have a chance to get the guy.
Yeah.
And
they were right.
we did it. And then I remember flash forward to 2020.
Thanks, Jay Kent.
Flash forward to 2020. I'm screaming from the mountaintops. You draft Jordan Love and you ask questions later. And that's exactly what we did.
It seemed to work out for the Packers. Yeah.
It's like wild, bro.
I do gotta say,
organizations, man.
It's kind of hilarious to think the Lions are having their best season in probably franchise history. I mean, at least in the Super Bowl era.
Yeah.
And then the Vikings are one game behind them, effing around with Sam Darnold in a rebuild year at 9
And the Packers are just another game behind them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right there. All of
I
the
just
mix.
like this should have honestly been a rebuild year for the Vikings, and
I would tend to agree with that.
Yeah, and then they could win. They still have a shot at winning the North,
which is insane.
I don't know if they will, but I mean,
yeah,
you're Minnesota. I think everything you're doing this year is just you're playing with house money.
Money, dude. Yeah.
No, but you shouldn't be here. That's nobody thought like
but then how much long-term damage are you doing to the squad? Because Sam Darnold's probably not your quarterback of the future, I would assume.
I don't know. They just go and hope McCarthy can come back.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe this works where McCarthy, he's resting, getting his,
that's true.
And he's just getting to watch and learn some things.
A lot of value in that. A lot of
boys. Jay Kent, only an hour away from Favre's place here.
Yeah, see if you can get him on the show.
Yeah. I have
put it a good word for
I
us,
have a
man.
couple questions about his money that he stole from the
state of Mississippi.
From the state of Mississippi. And as his previous owner of his NFL team, we might have to recoup some of those funds, brother.
Yeah,
checking in deep in the woods. Hey, thanks, Jay Kent. Appreciate you.
Hey, appreciate you tuning in all the way out in the wilderness.
Yeah, appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate it.
All right. Well,
you guys want to check out the there's some little funny moments from the Manning cast. Honestly, one of my favorite ones. They're having a good time on Monday night.
I'm still undecided on the Manning cast because sometimes
I am up and down on it.
There's really funny moments like this, and other times it's really really awkward and I'm almost uncomfortable watching it.
This season
made
it funny.
This season I've leaned more towards Troy Aikman and Joe Buck, though. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm gonna roll this clip, boys.
Yeah, roll the clip.
I can relate with Owen Wilson. I was listening earlier, and Urban Meyer asked him, "Do I know you?" And Urban Meyer was coaching the Titans. He was coaching the Jaguars, and he actually said the same thing to me. I said, "Yeah, I'm the head coach for the Titans, and I worked for you for 2 years."
Owen,
who are you?
Yeah.
How do I know you?
Yeah, I'm on your team.
Do you think Coach knows who you are now?
I still don't think he did.
Hey, wasn't there a story about a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or something with Harbaugh? We were going to work out. Mrs. Cutcliffe offered us all something to eat. She really didn't want to offer us anything to eat, but she felt like she had to. Me, Greg Roman, Coach Cutt all said, "We're fine." Harbaugh's like, "Yeah, I'll have a PB&J."
Aloha. I'm in Maui for the Maui Invitational, where we have 4 top 10 teams going after the Maui Invitational crown. And I'm doing the same kind of preparation for this tournament as Eli and Peyton do for the Manning cast. 0. We're going to send it back to Peyton and Eli for more monosyllabic mumbling about a sadistic ground acquisition game that nobody cares about.
I was hoping you could help me nail your most iconic line from your career. Okay, here we go. Wow. How'd I do? I nail it?
I've actually switched it from wow to whoa. Now I do whoa. So.
Whoa, wow. That's whoa.
See, then it's kind of getting awkward.
The last part's awkward.
You
You're
lost me. You lost me. Yeah.
The first ones were great, but then,
Jay Billis is a man, dude. I love Jay. It really doesn't look like there's a right premise for that with ESPN, like having the boys chilling watching the game. You know what I mean? We crushed it. I think they need to just hire the Whistle Boys just to have all of that.
Hit us
We
up.
can make it lit, but like at the same
Let's
time,
say we all got a little
network?
like play-by-play experience, so we
That's
can
true.
every now and then
narrate-
throw in
narrate
some
the-
play-by-play. You know,
narrate the plays. Yeah,
It's not an
Exactly.
opportunity here.
you give me a
ESPN,
chance to
come on
call
now.
a Bo Nix play, the puns I'll come up with
Monday Night Football.
unseen. You don't get to know there until you hire a CSPN. Then
That's right. That's right. We're not
hit the
giving
boys
away
up.
any secrets.
720-619-0627. Call in.
We've also got a meme of the week this week. If you
Meme of the
boys
week.
want to run that one.
meme of the week. We got a meme of the week. Meme of
Get
the
that
week.
meme of the-
Stay professional in these segments where we're talking about breasts. So production would like to ask you, are you comfortable with just staying silent whilst we
Come on, Kat, I can do this.
Not a word, just silent,
I can't say one
invisible.
thing. You can't trust me?
No, we can't. Please.
Right.
Thanks. After 4 games, who here likes breast? Like breast? You do too?
I like the shape of them.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
He's got a front 2 tonight.
Yeah, two big pair up front that are going to trouble.
Just work off each other.
Yeah.
I'm interested, how much do you enjoy watching them? Would you pay to watch them?
I have done.
The one thing that you can say is you don't have to be big, you can be small and compete.
That's interesting. Good. Do you think breast could get exposed tonight?
I hope so.
Do you think Barcelona could come a bit quickly for breast tonight?
Whoa, I think it might have crossed the line.
You're trying to get me sacked.
FCC is American. They'll just be like F you.
Yeah, they'll just slap you with the
They
fine.
say the C word over there like it's regular.
Oh,
we
yeah.
say the C word over here, you're going to jail for 5 to 10.
You end up in Guantanamo.
Like they have kids on like their TikToks, like fucking cool or the thing, you
Bleep.
know, like bleep. But I'm like, bro, like this is like a 5-year-old kid. You know, I'm like, wow.
It's wild of like
Go Arsenal and Champions
Like
League, by the
cultural-
way. Let's go Arsenal.
culture change.
Big Arsenal
Yeah,
fan.
I don't really follow soccer, but that was
Not too much.
It's fun.
I was
It's cool.
I was like, I like that they're having fun over there in the UK.
Oh, yeah, they always keep it. Bro, they drink on their shows over there.
Yeah.
It's a normal. If you can't have a pint and watch the pitch, you know, like what, dude? Like I'm trying to
Yes,
drink. it,
I
like-
think like I don't know. I still for the life of me cannot figure out the appeal of soccer. But mad respect to like the passion and fandom that people got for
it's
it.
pretty great.
Well,
They
I
have-
like
it's like SEC football, dude.
it is.
It is very true.
Except
They got
people die.
Beefs with the fans.
Bro, they have like clubs.
That's very true.
Yeah.
They got there's like gangs and stuff that
Oh, it's nuts.
it's nuts.
There's
Yeah,
like some
no, it's a real
England
thing.
teams that do minutes of silence for the Queen, and then like the Ireland teams, if they're playing
Yeah.
Ireland, they'll cut it off.
They'll start
with,
chanting like
chant
fuck,
about
fuck the Queen.
Yeah.
somebody's in a box. That's something about
Yeah.
how the
Yeah.
that's along the line
Yeah.
of how it goes.
Yeah, no love lost there between those two countries.
No, yeah, you invaded us, and we like
Yeah.
they're the second country. Like not a lot of people talk about that. Like they invaded Ireland to save face after America.
Yep.
To get all their lumber, and then we sent them our Tommy guns, and then that was over. You know.
Yep.
Good luck.
Potato farmers
Yeah.
beat them up, man.
Yeah.
Don't mess
Pitchforks
with
and
the Irishmen.
pitchforks in the American Navy. You know.
Yeah.
That'll work.
I'll get it done.
That's right.
All right.
America.
Well, we're gonna swim our way back across the pond back to America,
Where real
all the way
football is
across
played.
the country to LA.
You're just lucky our football players don't play soccer, boys.
Oh yeah.
A lot of red cards.
Oh,
I don't think they'd win a game.
Oh no.
that's crazy.
You know?
With too many players disqualified.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a debate we could get going into for a while. But what
Oh,
do you think?
yeah,
What
man.
sport do you think has the best athletes? I mean,
Ooh,
I'm
that's a good
willing to
question.
say it's
It's a good question.
football's up there.
We could.
I like
we gotta
football
cut
and
this.
hockey. I
Football
think
and
would be the
hockey.
because like those guys
Yeah.
can take beatings and then still make
And their hand-eye
incredibly
coordination
yeah, it-
is.
I might even put hockey above football just
crazy.
because of the
because you got to like
more
control a
beating.
stick. You're chasing a smaller puck. You're on skates. Hockey might
I've
be a
al-
little more
I've always
athletic than
said it.
football.
I've always said it, and I've always said baseball players because you see a lot of baseball players who played those other sports at the D1 level.
Oh yeah,
And,
That's true.
You know, the hand-eye
That's
coordination.
a great point.
Like I could train a baseball player to play football and catch a pass from Aaron Rodgers. I can't train LeBron James to hit a 105-mile-an-hour Paul Skeens fastball down them. He would need to start from age
I mean,
6.
we saw with Michael Jordan, he tried to play baseball.
He's
Didn't
pretty
really-
good.
Yeah,
Bro, somebody who
he's all
hasn't
right.
played since high school, they just picked up a bat and you hit 240 with like 9 home runs in a game winner against the Chicago Cubs in a spring training game. That's not an accident. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Terry Francona, the Hall of Fame, coach for Michael Jordan back then, won like 2 World Series with the Boston Red Sox. He was like, if he had another year, he's in the major leagues. Like his last year in high AA, he was dominating like top draft picks. Yeah, I think he has like over 60 RBIs in his career.
He's pretty good.
In like
baseball
in
player.
like a year, in like a year and a half. Like
Yeah,
people,
he's
oh
really
yeah, he
good.
struck out. Like, yeah, I would hope so. Swing the bat.
Yeah,
You have
Why
no
the
at
heck
bats. You
not?
got
Why
to
the
swing
heck
the
not?
bat. Like
Swing
people
it.
hate on Michael Jordan. Oh, it's because they thought it failed. They went into a strike, and he had to come back to basketball because the baseball went into a strike, and they wanted him on the picket line, and he said, "No, I can't do that. I got to stay loyal to the brand."
Yep.
So he went back to the NBA in the middle of the season and still made the playoffs. They were 19 games under 500. They finished 4 games above 500. Not a lot of people talk about that. We went on 2 20-game winning streaks, no big deal, and made the NBA playoffs. Insane run
Wild
for
time.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, really was.
Anyway,
Crazy player.
back across the pond. Sorry, boys.
Oh, we
Monday
were
night.
in the town. We were just in Chicago.
Yeah, we're just in Chicago.
Yeah, we're just in Chicago.
Going out west now.
I got my biggest takeaway from Monday night's game. We're gonna first of all, hero, Lamar Jackson. The MVP case just gets stronger. Only
yeah.
177 passing yards, but he had 3 total touchdowns.
Just managing the
When it's
game.
I mean, when it's going, when that offense is going, I
It's
don't know who
humming,
can
dude.
stop it.
Right.
Like you gotta really you gotta disrupt their flow early. If they get it going, I just don't think any team can stop that offense.
Yeah.
Either
It's
like
hard.
It's tough.
I know you've got to
Got
figure out
weapons.
you cannot let them get into a rhythm early.
Yeah.
There's just so many people you have to guard. That's like,
It is.
And they play the game in a box, like with Derrick Henry. And then like you're loading and you're messing up the mesh points, like in college, because it's all read option. Your
Yeah.
offense is just a read option offense. But Lamar Jackson is such a good passer out of the pocket now.
Yeah, his arm strength and his just talent
He
throwing
can
the ball
carve
has
you up,
improved.
man. He's not just trying to
I mean,
bail out and make a throw on the run.
We saw
He's
that
gonna stand in that pocket and make a throw across.
saw it
the
against the
middle.
Broncos. We kind of like committed to trying to like take away the run game and him being able to run the football, and he just diced us up.
Yeah.
I mean, like our top 5 secondary, he just Swiss cheesed. So
Yeah. It's tough, dude.
like you're like, oh, he's not a
Yeah.
threat with his legs. Well, no, big
Would you
deal, he's
take
just-
Lamar right now if the season ended over Josh Allen for MVP? I probably would, but
I think
I know
yeah,
I think it might be
but
closer, and I just don't know
I-
if there's going to be like
Here's my thing. I would take Josh Allen because I think his numbers are more impressive given the kind of
Sure,
structure of
weapons.
his
Yeah, it's
team.
true. That's true. That's a
I think
good
he's
point.
got, you know,
That's a
he-
great point.
his weapons aren't as good as Lamar's. I mean, Zay Flowers is a great wide receiver. Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely, great wide tight end combo. Derrick Henry, I think, is miles better than James Cook. So it's just,
Drop a comment out there for who you got MVP.
but I
so
mean,
far.
I'm going to be a Saquon Barkley Pierce for the rest
yeah,
of the season.
dude, I'm
Oh,
I
kind
want
of
to
with
see a
you,
running
man.
back win it, man. We haven't
Yes,
seen one since
CMC
AP
kinda
back
got
in what? That
stumped.
was 2012 when Peterson won it.
yeah.
So yeah,
Maybe 12, I
let's.
think.
I'm done with it being a quarterback award because I mean, a guy like Barkley's having just an incredible season. I want to give that some recognition. I mean, he took an offense that really sputtered towards the end of the year last season, and now they're rolling.
He's gonna be their safety valve in the playoffs this postseason. He's gonna be carrying the ball so much on that team. Forget AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, throw them out the window for the Eagles, man.
Yeah.
They're gonna be riding Saquon all the way
Yeah.
through this rough winter.
I
Exactly.
think so,
'Cause
man.
there's huge games coming up. You got to be able to control the tempo.
See,
Yeah.
I'm almost on the opposite train because I've seen for too many years now with Saquon where he's great early, great in the middle, at the end he just gets nicked up. Now your offense is sort of
Yeah.
and I'm
But-
not saying shelve him, but man, it's just a lot of carries, dude, going into the postseason.
And I think the issue with that too is that like he's on those Giants teams that
didn't help us.
And he's already had
he's
an
like their
ACL
only
injury.
He's their only option. I like because like name one of Saquon's backups while he was in New York. You know,
I think like his best backup, like as wide receiver, was like Sterling Shepard or something.
Yeah,
like that.
I mean now you've got a team with Dallas Goedert, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Kenneth Gainwell behind that offensive line.
True
Jalen
that.
Hurts can run the football.
Right.
It's not as much of a strain. And
He's
I mean,
offensive player of the year for sure.
Right.
Probably.
and like he's getting like a lot more open running lanes than he did, like where it's like he's able to like not take as much contact, or like if he is taking it, he's able to kind of deal out the punishment because he's able to get going.
That's a good point.
And initiate it rather than take it because he's not like getting
his
hit at
face
the line
drained
of,
through.
yeah.
So it's just a lot of carries, brother.
Who like?
I mean, when you're getting
who
the ball
knows?
26 times plus another few times in the passing game, it's just a lot through a season. And if you're going to rely on that, I mean, I know they got other weapons, and I'm not worried about the Eagles. They're one of the best two teams probably in the NFC, top 5 team in the NFL all around. Yeah, I just get worried about that because like Saquon's so awesome to watch. And when I know as my team, like, because I'm going to make the playoffs, I just don't know what seed I'm in yet. So it's like, if we have to play the Philadelphia Eagles, I want to see them with their full comp. I hate playing teams where it's like I hated playing the Niners without their. I want to see them with them. You know what I mean? I want to see the Eagles, with Saquon and all and the full complementary of, weapons. I want to see how it stacks up. Yeah, you win versus a team with, no Saquon. Everybody's just going to say, well, you beat a team with no Saquon. And I hate that.
I will say that was the one thing that spoiled that for me a little bit, that kind of spoiled the Broncos Super Bowl run back in 50, is that when we got the Steelers in the divisional round, Antonio Brown, because Vontaze Burfict was headhunted them the previous game.
That's right.
So, and that was arguably our worst game. The secondary's worst game of the season came against the Steelers and Antonio Brown. He went off. And that was the most points and yards we gave up in the game all season was against the Steelers.
Interesting.
That game was in Pittsburgh, granted. So who knows how it would have flipped. We were obviously the 1 seed. We hosted them.
Right.
But yeah, we didn't get the Steelers at full strength. And it was still pretty we only won by like 7 points. So it's still a pretty competitive game. Who knows how it would have flipped. But we'll never know. Still got the happy.
Yeah,
still got the trophy.
And
ring.
nobody, you see it with players and coaches all the time.
Yeah.
You always see after games like, oh, nobody's gonna, apologize for a win. Like everybody, all these guys are good. They're in the freaking NFL. You know what I mean? But
I mean, we had like the zombified corpse of Peyton Manning trying to just
dude
will us through. I mean,
he was like 2000 Baltimore Ravens, bro, where literally they were scoring 10 points.
He was running the offense to just he was just
game's over.
He was just running the offense to not, he was making sure not to turn the ball over. Yeah,
he was trying Del Ferno and Brian
put
Johnson at that.
Put together some drives. Let's
John Kitna, if you guys know who that is.
Yeah, exactly. Like Peyton's, what? Obviously, want to be one of the great.
Orlovsky had more arm talent than he did that year. Because he was just so he was like the nerve in my shoulder. Like I couldn't.
It was it was a great way to end his career because you could tell like his body was shot. Like he was.
Yeah, it was rough.
And we were able to get him
so happy for him.
Yeah, we were able to get him one more ring before he retired. And like I'm not like he played good through the postseason. He did exactly what he had to do. Sustain some drives, score enough points to where you could just let your defense. You can let Von Miller and DeMarcus Ware, Malik Jackson go to work. And that while the no-fly zone sat back there and did their thing.
Yeah, Packers beat rookie Antonio Brown in the Super Bowl in 2010. That was his rookie.
Okay. He beat one of the saddest falls from grace with that guy, dude. He was one of my favorite wide receivers to watch. And it was that hit by Burfict in the wild card.
It really was.
He was different after that, man.
It really was.
It changed him.
That changed him.
Yeah. Sad to see.
It was very.
I also saw one where it was like a couple weeks before. It was like a second or third game. They played the Patriots, like second or third game before the end of the regular season, and he went up for a deep pass, and like it was one of those where like he's like parallel with his hands behind his head, and how like the guy came out on top of him. He said on Twitter like that hit was almost just as bad as the Vontaze Burfict hit. He's like the combination between those two hits, like almost in back-to-back weeks. It was like he's like
boys just got the notification from Yahoo Sports. apparently Baker Mayfield is suing his father's financial firm, alleging
saw
they
that
failed
last
to
night.
pay back stolen funds.
Yep.
What the heck?
Huh.
Yep. It's always your own family, dude.
Yeah, hopefully you get
Feel bad for some
Interesting.
of these guys.
I'll read up on
Sorry,
that a
Baker.
little bit on break, and we will. If anybody is interested in what's going on there, I'll have the details. Before we go to break, because we've been going for about half an hour, it's time for everybody's favorite segment of the week, HG's top 10 teams
yes, I
after
like
week
it.
12. Here we go. Let's get into it. And we've got a new number one this week.
A new number one.
Yeah. So for a
Okay.
while, it's been between the Chiefs or the Lions. But my number one team this week, just based off of how dominant they looked in their win on primetime television, the Philadelphia Eagles.
Eagles.
Loving how that
Good
team's
point.
looking. The best that defensive front's played all year. They were just on Matthew Stafford. That secondary is really coming together. Darius Slay is still, not the same lockdown corner he used to be. Still solid as a number 2 option, but man, Quinyon Mitchell, that guy looks sick. I think he's gonna be
not bad.
he's gonna be locked down.
He's not bad.
Yeah, he's gonna be a real
Because he's
threat
man
for
press in your
years to
face.
come.
He's not playing zone defense.
Yep.
And then Cooper
best
DeJean
type
as
of
your
corner.
nickel is kind of nasty. He's,
Yeah.
I mean,
For now. For now.
I think in the nickel spot he's good. I don't know how I feel about him lining up outside.
Or as like safety. Like they
Yeah.
moved him from safety twice this year into the nickel. But there's we'll
But
see.
obviously AJ Brown, huge game. Devon, you got the one of the best wide receiver duos in the league. I'd say second best, just behind Jamar Chase and T Higgins, really. And then obviously Saquon and Jalen Hurts together in that
Philly
backfield.
Baltimore game this week, dude, is going to be
Oh my God,
game of the week potential.
definitely.
Game of the year, maybe.
Oh,
in
man.
Baltimore.
Yeah.
It could be bad weather too.
Okay.
One of those football games.
Yeah.
We do have a pretty
Yeah,
solid
man.
Sunday night game with Buffalo and San Francisco, but honestly, if I was the NFL, I would have tried to move this game to Sunday night because that's
Brandon Allen versus Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Hopefully Purdy's back, but yeah, if
Yeah,
not,
fingers crossed Purdy's back. It's
He
probably
hasn't
not.
been at practice again this week from what I've been
Well, that's
seeing on Twitter.
that is unfortunate. All right, well,
Man.
Philadelphia Eagles, they are the new number one team.
Congratulations.
This week. And then just a quick refresher before we go on the rest of the list. If anybody who's unfamiliar, teams on bye weeks cannot be on the list because you didn't play a game. If you lose a game, you're outside of the top 10. You can try to make your way back in next week if you win, but you can't be in this week if you lose. So we're going on to number 2. Yeah, see a lot of shakeup. Now, this is a team that's consistently been in the top 5 all year. They've been one for a while. It's the Detroit Lions. We'll keep them there.
Yeah.
Wasn't as impressive of a win over Indy as I would have liked. Still pretty much dominated them, but I thought they could have dominated them more for how good of a team they are.
For
So
how they've been playing, yeah.
Exactly.
They packed up the bus in the second quarter.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I think they handed the ball off 5 times in the
All
second
right.
half.
Number 3, this wasn't their most impressive win, but they are still 10-1. It's the Kansas City Chiefs. You know what?
Yeah, Chiefs. Yeah.
And hey, some teams, that are playoff contenders would have, gotten stressed, panicked when they, the Panthers took them down to the wire. But that's not what Kansas City does. So they,
Found a way to win.
Yeah, found the way to win. Didn't panic.
Morning, Amber.
Same script. You know what? Panthers
Hi,
scored,
Amber.
gave Mahomes too much time.
That's it.
Made him pay. Number 4, doing the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay.
That team is absolutely dangerous when that offense is humming. I
Super
don't know.
dangerous.
I can't like the
Defense
Steelers.
is rough.
Yeah, the defense is rough.
Defense is rough.
But if they get into a rhythm
I
early,
think Roquan's hurt and he's
Yeah.
just playing through it.
He didn't play on
Exactly.
Sunday. Yeah, that's what I
yeah,
mean.
the secondary's got a lot of issues outside of Kyle Hamilton. Marlon Humphrey hasn't been as good.
Roasted.
But
Oh yeah.
when that defense is or when the offense rather is humming on all cylinders, I can't think of a single defensive unit that I think can stop them.
I'm with you.
But
All right.
Their defense,
Yeah.
you can't really trust.
I'm
put your
going to
guys
say
in.
number 5 and
Yeah.
6 together here, and it was really tough for me to decide. Number 5, I went with the Minnesota Vikings.
Come on, dude.
Number 6, I
What
went
are
with the
we
Green Bay
doing?
Packers.
What are we doing?
Here's the thing: the Vikings were in Chicago against at least a healthy Bears team.
We played the
That's-
same team.
You know,
The same thing happened. They blocked
by
a kick.
one.
We blocked a kick.
1 by 3.
We won by 3. They what are we doing?
you guys won by one. Don't
We didn't
calm it
cover.
down.
We didn't
Look,
cover.
you guys did exactly what Packers did exactly what they should have done against a
This is-
banged up
This is brutal.
Niners team.
The Vikings didn't cover the spread either, Jimmy. So
Yeah.
No, they didn't. Dude, they were like 8-point favorites too. That was a crazy thing.
Because it's garbage. Like I said,
Friggin'
this was
garbage.
probably the hardest part for me. I
They did
grappled.
beat us head to head, so
I did grapple with it. I considered that. I thought about records because I was like, I mean, against the same opponent back to back weeks, pretty similar games.
If the if the Vikings and Packers played right now, the Packers are the favorite
Well, probably.
without a
Yeah.
doubt.
We'll
we
see. They
handed-
got a game
our
coming up
first
in
matchup,
Minnesota.
We handed the ball off to Josh Jacobs 5. He had 6 carries in that fight because we're just down. But we can't run it.
Yeah, you got down way too quickly.
quick.
It's gonna be a different game in Minnesota
Oh,
next
yeah.
time those two
Oh, yeah.
teams play.
oh yeah.
All right, moving on to number 7, the Denver Broncos.
I like it. That's a good spot.
Let's go. Yep.
The
You know
They're in
what?
the 7th seed right now, man.
The Knicks is
It was a
Congratulations, dude.
gritty division win. I know maybe it wasn't our cleanest game, but you know, when you're playing your division opponent, no matter how bad they are, they can always get competitive with you because you got to see each other all the time. There's extra intensity from that. Nobody wants to lose to their division rival.
No.
Despite all that, they weathered it out and came away with a 10-point victory. Knicks looked pretty good again. And the defense struggled early. No Zach Allen, but they got it going in the second half and really shut the Raiders down. All right, now we're going on to my number 8 team. Going to put the Seattle Seahawks up here. I like what I've seen from them in the past 2 weeks defensively. Held the Niners to 17, the Cardinals to 6. Offensive side of the ball has been a little shaky, but you're in first place in the NFC West. Seattle would be a 3 seed right now if the season ended today because they got the tiebreaker over Atlanta as well. So, you're a 3 seed. Congratulations. Your reward is the Green Bay Packers, but
Yes.
currently, but you know what?
And that's going to shake out
Couple
too because
of-
we played Seattle.
Couple of good wins
Oh,
back to back
Monday Night
weeks.
Football before the end of the I think like week 16 something.
I think you do, yeah. So a couple of good wins back to back weeks against division opponents to take
Oh,
the
yeah.
lead back in the
Trap
NFC
game
West.
this week. We are fading the Seattle Seahawks and pick them. Just to let y'all know.
All right. Number 9, I'm going to put the Miami Dolphins in here. They've been,
Wow, with an under 500 record.
yeah. Look,
I like it.
they're
They're on
They've
the
won.
come
There-
up.
They've won their last 2 games though.
there
They're
were a
hot
number
team.
of
They're
like winning
dangerous.
teams that did lose this week. Yeah,
There's
I mean,
Yeah,
they're 2 best weeks offensively.
they're second in that division at under
Uh-huh.
500.
Look,
They can make a run.
They really do have a chance to.
Broncos, we got to be on our best because we slip
They're
up.
hot on
Miami could catch us pretty easily.
If Miami beats Green Bay and Green Bay, they're 500. They're right in there.
I don't know if they will though. They might drop out of the top 10 after this week because
Yeah,
it
it's a
should
tough game
it
for
should
'em.
snow in Lambeau.
It's gonna
Right.
be tough.
It's just gonna be cold.
Just gonna be cold.
There might
Even
be some
still.
flurries. I don't think weather's gonna be. It's just gonna be cold.
Okay.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Like
Yeah.
cold weather games. I know 2 is like 0-7 in his career in games under 40 degrees. Jordan Love 0-3 in his career in games under 30
Huh.
degrees, and it's about to be about 20. They said between 15
Ooh.
and 20 degrees. No wind, light dusting here and there. They called it sporadic flurries.
All right.
So
Okay.
we'll
We'll
see.
see.
That
We
should
will
be an
see.
interesting game.
But for now,
I
Miami
think they're gonna win, dude.
gets the rest at the 9 seed. At number 10, I'm going to put the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in here.
There you go. That's a good spot for them. Yeah.
Research Baker Mayfield and the Bucks kind of buried the Giants early, pretty much got out to a 30-0 lead, and then that was in like the third quarter, and that was all they wrote. As took
They
the rest of the
backed up
game
the
off.
Bucks.
Yep.
Yep. That's all I needed.
So
Good top 10.
they're sneaking their way back in there. Don't blink. Now, whoever the 7th seed is, Buccaneers are right on your tail.
Right on your tail.
And so Cardinals, that you got to watch out for them. And if I remember correctly, the other 7th seed is the Commanders. So 7th seed right now would be the Commanders. Don't blink, Washington. Tampa's right behind you. All right, well, that's the top 10 teams of the week. Fellas, anything else you guys got to add on Monday Night Football before we move on to a break?
Nope.
Chargers would have won if people could catch the football.
That was my biggest takeaway from the game.
Then you got to do.
They should have been more aggressive going for a wide receiver in trades.
Biggest winner,
last season.
the Harbaugh's mother. How about her giving birth to like 2 legends in the NFL?
Oh,
She's the real winner on Monday night. Shout out Miss
Shout out
Harbaugh.
Mama Harbaugh.
Mama Harbaugh. Shout out.
A national championship and Super Bowl, at least between the two. So,
And their dad was a pretty solid high school coach. But we are going to head on a quick break, everybody. Stick with us. We'll be right back to cover NHL, NBA, some college sports. We're just going to kind of throw them all at you. Quick round off. We'll be right back, though.
First sip of cold beer from my old man when I was 8 years old. He taught me to cheer for Earnhardt when he put the 24 in the wall. Cane poles popping, cats pulling up a truck line off a no-name road. I can try to change, but I already know I can't help it if my draw's a little too strong. I was raised on cranking up a country song. I was born and bred on a little cornbread in my backwoods style's homegrown. You might think I'm wild and reckless. I can't help it. Learned how to drive in Pops S10 with 4-speed on the floor. And that brake barrel 410 broke in, shooting them coke cans off the porch. Sitting out back, throwing gas on a pine pallet fire with a little bit of smoke. I can try to change, but I already know I can't help it if my draw's a little too strong. I was raised on cranking up a country song. I was born and bred on a little cornbread in my backwoods style's homegrown. You might think I'm wild and reckless. I can't help it. I can't help if I stomp my boots too hard on a Friday night. I can't help if I throw my hands with some loudmouth in a bar fight. You might think I'm a wild ass redneck. I can't help it. I can't help it. I can't help it if my draw's a little too. I was raised on cranking up a country song. I was born and bred on a little cornbread in my backwoods style's homegrown. You might think I'm wild and reckless. I can't help it. I can't help it. Lord, I can't help it.
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
We are back. We are live
back.
to the final
We
whistle.
are.
Military
Breaking news,
Broadcast
everybody.
Radio. Breaking
Yeah.
news. Breaking news. Beleaguered New York Jets or New York Giants, whatever, which beleaguered quarterback
Whichever
for the New York
dysfunctional
team.
New York team we're
Um,
talking about.
Yeah. Quarterback, former Giants quarterback Daniel Jones is signing with the Minnesota Vikings for Adam Schefter 13 minutes ago on ESPN. Yeah, so that's the end of the Minnesota Vikings season. And congratulations, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You are officially in the playoffs.
They got a
Good
chance.
job. Minnesota Vikings going to have a second. There's always a team that starts off hot and has a second half collapse. I think that, you're on a run with Daniel Jones. With Sam Darnold as your quarterback. I gotta imagine that if this guy comes in and plays, your season's over.
Yeah, I
You
don't
got to
think
keep Sam Darnold healthy. You
Yeah.
got to.
Yep.
Hook or crook.
they've done a pretty good job of keeping Darnold clean for most of the season. They got a pretty solid O line.
They do.
Yeah, I do agree. I don't know if they're going to win as many games if Danny Dimes has to come in.
Unless he's
They can
ticked
keep
off.
Darnold. If they can keep Darnold upright, I think they'll be all right staying in the playoff mix. But
They do have a pretty
What if he's
easy
ticked
end of the
off, HG?
schedule. They got the Bears, or they just beat the Bears. They got the Cardinals, Falcons, Bears, Seahawks, Packers, Lions. So some winnable, winnable games there.
that's a good point, Kyle. Packers are due for a second half collapse, to be honest.
Packers are due for a second half. We don't have second half collapses, Kyle. We have our first half is our collapse,
Yeah.
and then we just built.
And
we
that's why-
never use the first half of this season as an important part.
That's why you're due for one, Jimmy. That's like
I don't know.
volcanoes. They can go thousands of years without erupting, but one day it's got to
Shots,
blow.
man.
All right.
Sending shots, man.
I don't know, dude.
You're already on our heads about the pick 'em. Now you're going after our teams.
Yeah.
Come on now.
I know.
HG, you're lucky he's a Broncos fan too, man.
Yeah.
Kyle, you're a Broncos fan. What are you
Got
talking about
this.
the Packers for? What are we
This
talking
guy
Yeah.
been a fan of so many different teams throughout my life, man.
Oh, you're a bandwagoner, dude? Just jumping off
Uh-oh.
bandwagons?
Well, as my dad's a Titans fan, so when he was young, he was Titans, and then
They did have Eddie George
Texans,
in there.
Then Texans when they had JJ Watt. It's pretty high on the Texans.
Mm.
Then back to the Broncos.
Of course. It's all right.
And he just showed up one day, had a Texans hoodie on one day, comes back in the house, DeMarcus Ware jersey.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, what's going on here, buddy? What's going on, man? What's going on here?
Oh man. All right. Well, we're gonna shift over to just a little NBA news, but give us your thoughts. Danny Dimes to the Vikings. How we feeling about that?
Yeah, let us know.
I mean, hey, if Darnold can
Man,
stay healthy,
feeling?
I don't hate Daniel Jones as a backup quarterback. I think he's got the capability to come in and win you a game or two while your QB gets healthy, especially
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, with better weapons like Justin Jefferson, TJ Hawkinson, Jordan Addison.
Yeah.
More than
But-
just two guys to give the ball to.
Yeah.
It's either running back or neighbors.
But if he's got to play for extended chunks of
if
years,
Josh Dobbs can do it, why
Yeah.
can't you know what I mean?
but if he's got to play for extended chunks of the season,
Yeah.
then the Vikings might be in trouble. But back over to the NBA news, just a little update on the Emirates Cup and what's going on there. So Houston, they've clinched their ticket from the West Group A after beating Minnesota. A couple teams have been eliminated so far. Toronto, Utah, and Washington are all out of the cup after a loss over the weekend. And the Warriors were actually the first team to clinch a couple days ago with a win over New Orleans, and by default, the Denver lost to the Mavericks. So right now, those are all the teams that are in it. They still got some group play to decide what's going on here. East Group A, you've got the Magic and Knicks. Pretty much, they're the two fighting for that spot there. Both teams are 2-0 in group play. Bucks got a slight lead over the Pistons. Bucks are 3-0 in group play. Pistons are 2-0. I kind of just want to see the Pistons make it. That would just be hilarious.
Yeah, man. They have a really young team. Honestly, I like
That'd be their
watching the
finals.
Pistons every once in a while.
Yeah. And the East Group C, Kind of got like a three-way tie, although the Cavaliers aren't out of it either. But you got three teams: the Bulls, Hawks, and Celtics, all 2-1. The Cavs are 1-1, and they've got another group play game coming up here. And then, as we mentioned, Group A for the West, the Rockets have clinched that. So Clippers, Trailblazers, maybe the Timberwolves in play for a wild card potentially, but the Kings are basically out of it. Suns, Lakers, Spurs, and West Group B all in a three-way tie there, 2-1 in group play. Thunder are 1-1, so that one's still wide open. As you mentioned, Warriors 3-0 have kind of clinched group play. Mavericks, that probably the favorite as a wild card out of the West at 2-1. Every other team, Pelicans, Nuggets, Grizzlies are all 1-2. Grizzlies are 0-2 in group play. Don't think any of those teams are going to make it. If we are looking at wild card favorites right now, it's in the East. The Bucks, Magic, and Bulls are all leading as group play winners. But you got the Knicks and the Pistons, and as the 4 and 5 currently for group play. And then down in the East, obviously Rockets and Warriors, Suns are there. Then you got the Mavericks and the Spurs as a 4 and 5 for the group play. So we'll see. Still some group play games to be decided.
Yeah, there's plenty left of that.
And let us know what you're thinking of these Emirates Cups games. There have been some entertaining ones. Again, it's still kind of like early season basketball.
They don't care enough. Even though
Yeah, there are some teams are just still sending out skeleton lineups with banged up dudes. But that's all we got right now on the Emirates Cup. K-Man, you had a pretty funny clip to show us of Lakers fans.
So just a few days ago on the
having a
23rd,
breakdown.
Nuggets beat the Lakers in LA 127-102.
Again, we own that team now.
And one of my favorite YouTubers is a Lakers fan, awful coaching. He gives a great breakdown of the game on like how coaches should be telling their players what to do sometimes. And you're like, why wouldn't the coach be doing this? But he is a Lakers fan, and he had some very choice words for JJ Redick after that loss. So let's go ahead and check this one out because it's hilarious.
Watching film tonight, JJ, you brain dead, incompetent moron. Same exact thing, same exact play. This is worse than Darvin Ham. The Lakers have no chance of winning anything with Mind the Game Pod JJ. It's another cross screen. So this is the only way you guard this cross screen. Anthony Davis needs to be attached. He's not again to Jokic. And when Porter Jr. comes through, you've got to jam him to knock him off his spot so Max Christie can get on the other side. You don't touch him. Layup line, layup. Let's mind the game. Why are you not jamming Porter Jr. right now? Layup line, mind the game. Let's go watch some film, JJ.
Jesus, dude. Bro, it's the ninth game of the year, bro.
He gets really fired up about that.
I think some of it is like a character act, it's
conjecture.
Part of his brand, where like every time he does a film breakdown, it could be like he was like breaking down like Bronny in like the summer league, and like he's like this guy is gonna be but like I think it's part of his whole vibe in the videos.
Yeah,
but that's great. If you want to learn more about how the ins and outs of basketball and watch
He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, watch how bad.
Yeah, he has it. You diagram a play like that, and you see what he should be coming under or going over the top and pressing somebody. I mean, especially when Michael Porter Jr. is already sketchy with the ball in his hand already.
It's simple pick and roll defense,
right?
Don't give him a head of steam because he's like 6'10" athlete.
You bring this garbage pick and roll to like, it's not even. It's not even.
Yeah,
it's tough, dude. But that's what happens when you take away the, bump action. I don't know, man. Like teams now, it's like, because he's not wrong. You know what I mean? You are supposed to press that, but also you don't want to foul. Then you're worried about fouling out. It's like everything's a foul now. So you do, and then he just draws contact. Michael Porter Jr. is a 3-point shooter, so he can pull up anytime, anywhere, and he plays. I don't know. It's like that guy was fun. That guy's funny though.
Yeah,
was great.
That was fun. I'm not familiar with his stuff. I'm definitely gonna have to check out on YouTube.
Love me some awful coaching.
I'm gonna have to. Do that.
Dude's hilarious.
That's kind of my kind of NBA guy.
Yeah, he's
I love it. And then until I see my team, until he does like the Nuggets and their stuff, then I'm like,
I don't have
the
to
Lakers fan.
I don't have to.
Gives it to the
I don't have to do it because I'm a bull. The Bulls stink and nobody's gonna have to waste their time on the Bulls.
At least he has that type of fire for every other team, though.
Oh, exactly.
Cool.
It gets.
He was doing some stuff for the WNBA too as well.
Sweet.
It was great.
Oh,
Like,
nice.
yeah, amazing. So if you want to watch some guy just tear out basketball coaches to pieces with their coaching,
Which you can easily do.
Go
because
check
there's
out
a
awful
lot of
coaching.
bad NBA coaches out there.
Yeah.
Just watch Doc Rivers.
Yeah, but they put the the two stinkiest coaches,
That guy
Doc Rivers and Darvin Ham. They paired them up in Milwaukee, and they're like,
stinks.
"What could go wrong?"
Like Rajon Rondo said during the year, we're going to win because of, Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett. We're not going to win because of Doc Rivers.
Yeah.
He's etched his name in history because anything is possible.
There you go. All right. Well, Jimmy, you got something for us on that Duke Kansas game? There was some
Duke Kansas Maui
interesting things going
Invitational.
down.
We were talking a couple weeks ago, a couple shows ago, like when the Maui Invitational starts, because those games are always kind of fun. These games are a lot of fun to
They
watch.
have been.
Carnage and chaos has been happening. UConn back-to-back national championship, back-to-back losses. Anybody can get this work in the Maui Invitational,
Yeah.
including Landon Dickinson. Basically just gets into a physical altercation after a rebound and a foul called on him. He freaks out. He gets chucked out of the game. Kansas, as a ranked number one in the country, 3.5-point underdog. I took Kansas at 3.5 just because. Landon Dickinson gets, I think he used to play for Duke, transferred. Yeah, I think he
He's
actually
their
transferred.
big man, right?
He's their
Kansas?
big man.
Okay.
Yeah, Dickinson. He used to play for Duke like a long time ago.
I think so.
And then transferred like Michigan, and now he's like on his third team, and I think he transferred to Kansas like this year or last year. I can't remember how all that, because it's transfer portal stuff. I don't really pay attention to all that. Gets chucked out of the game. Kansas is losing. They go on, or Duke goes on a run. They come back. They start shooting a 3-ball like lights out. They come back in the game. They take the lead. Cooper Flag down 1. Clutch time, boys. Shot clock's running out. Less than 30 seconds left. Ball in the paint. Turns it over. Kansas covers the 3.5.
Dang.
Absolutely insane game. Like, unfortunately, that's kind of, if you're a skeptic in college basketball, which a lot of people are, I'm not. There was a lot of whistles. I thought a lot of these whistles were validated. It wasn't like they were just trying to keep Kansas in the game because, you know what I mean? Like, they were the underdog and they wanted them to cover the spread or whatever, inside job that everybody on Twitter likes to say.
Yeah.
I mean, if guy gets up, I know there's not like the level of, we've had debates on this show. I'm not, a kid gets elbowed in the head, you're going to get a foul. It's just what it's going to be now. You know what I mean? So you can't like fight, oh, they're trying to cheat. You go down, you're trying to wrestle for a rebound and like, you don't even have control of the ball and you just swing your elbow. Like they called a foul on the kid. It was like 2 minutes left. Kansas had to shoot free throws. I was looking at, because the game yesterday, I wanted to pull this up real fast because there was some interesting Indiana. Oh my gosh. Absolutely awful. But Kansas Duke. And then, in the late game, I believe it was like, no, Michigan State didn't play in this one. And why isn't Covers bringing it up? I'm sorry, boys.
What are you looking for?
I'm bringing it up on Covers. Hold on. I just got to doom scroll like an idiot. I hate having to do this.
Well, while Jimmy's doom scrolling,
Yeah, I got it right
fellas.
here. Yeah.
Early predictions for some tournament favorites. Way too early March Madness predictions. Who are some teams you're liking?
Rutgers.
Rutgers.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. They
look
just
good in
knocked
the
off
top
Notre
25.
Dame last night in overtime.
Their team, they were rebuilding for a few seasons. They were kind of scratching, clawing at the surface. I think maybe not too far of a run, but they'll break through the glass, get in there this year, build some confidence in a run.
Okay.
That's would be an underdog for me.
Yeah, I have a future ticket through all the carnage and chaos of college football that we're going to get into a little bit. I did put in an Auburn ticket.
I was going to
They
say
failed me last year.
I like Auburn to kind of come back with a
They got some-
vengeance
they got
after
some
a shocking loss.
Bruce Pearl revamped his team. More 3-point shooters this year on their team. They scored 85 points versus North Carolina's. And they were talking crap, dude. Like they were like, "Oh, this Vaughn and North Carolina defense now." RJ Davis has been at North Carolina since I've been in like kindergarten. I think. I think he's
8
going into
years
year
now.
15 in college. He played the national championship for North Carolina pre-COVID. What are we talking about with this guy?
Super senior Tillin.
What are we doing with this guy?
That
And
COVID year
I put in
opened
a
up.
futures ticket with Auburn at 15-1. I think that is a massive play.
I mean, Auburn's been pretty hot this year. They've already knocked off 3 top 25 teams.
That's what
They beat Houston in Houston. They went to Iowa State and beat Iowa. Iowa State was actually part of the Maui Invitational. But they knocked off number 5 Iowa State.
Yeah.
They just beat number 12 North Carolina earlier in the year. They went to Houston to beat number 4 Houston. So
Yep.
team's looking good.
And if you, dude, going back, I have a thing right here that I was also going to touch on. With the Maui Invitational, if you just, because the ball's live in Maui, boys, with that smaller gym, good backdrop with, you guys play ball, like that backdrop for a shooter. If that backdrop is close to the backboard, I mean, you can fill it up. I think you've seen the betting lines like a change from the last couple of years because there's been so many points scored. They've changed because the total in the Auburn North Carolina game was 193 points, and the game ended 85-72. Nowhere close, and it was like 113 points scored with like 5 minutes left in the second half, and they came nowhere close to covering. Unders are hitting now almost 100% in the Maui Invitational. You get 5-6 years where all these teams score 200 points in the Maui Invitational. Those betting lines adjust. At some point, they're going to come back to earth. We're starting to see it here this year in the Maui Invitational. Yep. So if you're a sports bettor out there and you watch this a
Because
little
Bill
bit later,
Walton's not there, man.
dude, shout out
It's a
Billy
different
Walton.
vibe.
Dude, it's a different vibe, bro.
They
I
gave
love
him
Bill
a
Walton.
nice like tribute before like it first opened up.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
That dude was the energy of like the Pac-12, honestly. Great commentator for the Pac-12.
Yep.
Always did the Maui Invitational.
And when I mentioned, their 3-point shooting for Auburn, dude, they made freaking 11 3-pointers yesterday. I think last year, I think they were only averaging like 4 and like it was bad. Like their offense
was
super
stuck in the
streaky.
paint.
They lost that Smith kid, first overall pick. They were like, hey, you should come back for another year. He goes to the draft. Their offense was depleted last year. That's hence why they get upset early in the NCAA tournament. You don't bring your offense. You play one of these sparky, uprising mid-major teams, they're going to knock you out. It just doesn't matter who you are. But if you got some 3-point shooting and now you got some defense,
Yale got
look
it.
for Auburn out of the SEC to sort of make a run there.
Yeah.
Going to be tough with Alabama, too, because they're a really good team.
Bama's good.
And
Yeah,
they're in the
Bama
top
just
5
beat
in the
Houston
SEC also.
last night as well. So
They did.
it's
solid.
that. I mean, Bama or
college
Auburn, I
basketball,
think, got to come out of the SEC.
Along with college football, is going
As
to be
fan-
insane.
Yeah, I'm so hyped for the tournament.
I like college basketball 10 times more than the NBA. These kids play, man. I mean, like the game sometimes they're like, all right, like 100 points have been scored total, but like the talent despair, there's not that gap in
That's true.
talent from game to game to game to game. You know what I mean? Like there's blowouts and
Exactly.
there's huge favorites by 45 points that we've seen. Liberty playing, freaking St. John's the other day. I think they were a 45 point favorite. You know what I mean? And it's
All right, man.
like,
Yeah,
whatever.
come on.
What are we doing? I know it's still early and conference play hasn't happened yet, but and they're playing in the Big East, which is kind of loaded. Back-to-back national championship with UConn there, but they're kind of down now. So we'll see with UConn. The bully's off the yard, boys.
Yeah,
The
UConn.
bully's advanced. The bully's
Back-to-back
off the
upset
playground.
lawsuit.
He's now in the professional level. All those kids from UConn now playing pro. We'll see if UConn can bounce back. But I really like Auburn. I like Houston too, man. Duke is a young team. We're gonna see how they evolve. Kansas is number 1 right now, but we'll see. Definitely, we'll see.
I kind of like Marquette too. I think Marquette could be interesting.
They're not too
Are
bad.
they
People
are
that-
they running out of the Big East also? Did they change?
I think
Do we
they're still
know-
in the Big East.
I think they are. Yeah.
Okay.
I got you. I'll do the quick search up here. Then we gotta talk. There are some absolutely nuts clinching scenarios for the Big 12 and conference championships
Yeah,
that
they
we're
are.
gonna
They're in
go
the Big
over.
East
Yeah, they are still in the Big East.
with St. John's, Providence.
Yeah,
And
I
then
mean,
we
so
get
you
Georgia
got some pretty good teams in there because it's going to be tough. Obviously, UConn's there. Villanova as
St.
well.
John's
St.
with-
John's.
with Patino now back there. I mean, he's
Xavier.
just giving everybody $1 million to come play
Creighton.
basketball.
Those are always some teams that are tough to
Creighton
play.
always shoots the lights out of it.
But Butler is always kind of sneaky good at
They're one
basketball.
of those weird teams that'll beat you if you're
They're
not paying
sneaky.
attention.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah, exactly. DePaul's not that good. Actually, I don't know what I'm talking about. They are leading the conference right now. They're 6-0, but
I think they made the tournament last year.
DePaul, yeah, they did.
DePaul
They
made the
did.
tournament last
Yeah, they
year.
did.
they are kind of
They
come
won
up.
their no, they didn't win the conference, but they were at large, I believe.
So,
Made it.
I mean, it's a tough conference that Marquette's in, but I think they got a pretty solid team there.
DePaul, that's right, because DePaul played their consolation prize for getting an at-large ability was going to play Dalton Connect in Tennessee, and Tennessee rolled them
Oh,
up like
just
45
smoked them.
points
Yeah.
in the first round of the
Tennessee
tournament.
beat them up.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. All right. Well, tell us what teams you're liking so far in the early college basketball season. We're gonna roll back over the little college football. So,
The Big
as
12.
as I mentioned, there are some insane
9
coaching
teams
scenarios.
are
Yeah,
alive.
so you've got 9 teams that still have a shot going into the final week of the season. We got 4 teams sitting at 6-2, and 5 teams are 5-3. So Arizona State, BYU, Colorado, Iowa State are your 4 6-2 teams. Baylor, Kansas State, TCU, Texas Tech, and West Virginia are all on a 5-way tie for 5th. So all of the leading teams are favored to win their games.
Yeah.
If they all win, there's no head-to-head tiebreakers because none of them played each other, except for Arizona State and BYU. So you'd have to use a common opponent tiebreaker. So if all 4 of the top leading teams win, that would mean that Arizona State would automatically be in. They win and they're in because they beat all of the common opponents, which was Cincinnati, Kansas State, and UCF. So Arizona State beat all 4 of those teams. They win, they're in. Iowa and BYU went 3-1 in those games, and Colorado State lost to KU and K-State. So CU's kind of eliminated if any of those teams win because they have the losses to the 2 Kansas teams kind of destroyed them.
Yeah.
Iowa State, if they win and BYU wins, Iowa State gets in over the tiebreaker just based on their winning percentage against conference opponents. Iowa State's conference opponents have 28 wins. BYU's have 25. So, yeah, the Cougars got to play Utah and Oklahoma State, and those teams have combined to go 1-15 in the Big 12. So, not too great. So, Arizona State and Iowa State are in win-and-in situations. BYU and Colorado need some help. So then we have the chaos scenario, but it's still possible. 8 teams could end up tied for first place in the conference if Oklahoma State beats Colorado, Baylor beats Kansas, Arizona beats Arizona State, TCU beats Cincinnati, Kansas State beats Iowa State, and Houston beats BYU. Those 7 teams with a shot at the title would be joined by the winner of West Virginia at Texas Tech. So that would have an 8-way tie with a Texas Tech win, basically. So, I mean, very unlikely, but there's a lot of chaos scenarios, and then you'd have to dive into even more, tiebreakers and everything that's going on there. Just absolutely insane. The Big 12 on crack. What is happening in that conference?
Great conference play.
I think
I'm living for it.
I think at the beginning of the year, like the favorites were like the top 4 favorites were Oklahoma State, Utah.
BYU was ranked pretty high in the top preseason top 25.
Like from the Big 12's like own preseason rankings, they were like 15 or 16.
BYU was?
They were low, yeah.
Really? I thought they were ranked in the preseason top
all
25.
all of the top 4 teams and the Big 12 were projected to be finish 11th or worse in that conference.
No kidding.
And like the top 4 teams were Utah, Oklahoma State. They're obviously at the bottom. Kansas was up there. They're having a little bit of a resurgence, and I think it was Kansas State. And so Kansas State's really the only of like the top 4 favorites going in the preseason.
I didn't realize that.
That's even in contention still. Conference is absolutely on crack. I think most likely Big Ten championship we do have here is going to be Arizona State, Iowa State. every team's favored to win their matchup. So
I just don't want to see BYU. They're just a boring team, man.
yeah,
They're just a boring team. Like, I think regardless, like,
I think
we're
that
just hoping they lose if they make the Big 12 championship, we're just
oh,
hoping they
man,
lose.
Iowa State, they do get to host Kansas State, but that's no cakewalk. Actually,
That is
That's
definitely no cakewalk.
and Arizona State's going
And
to
BYU's playing
Arizona.
Houston. You
So
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
We were talking about it on Monday. I think Arizona's going to beat Arizona State Saturday.
who
You think
knows?
so?
I think
Carnage
so.
and chaos.
It has been
here.
insane, dude. It has been insane. And then we're going to see with these conference championships how the college football playoff committee even like ranks it's college football's nuts, dude.
We're gonna like somehow end up
Nuts.
with like a, you know, a
Kansas
a
State,
TC
Iowa State.
No,
You
dude,
know
we're
what I
gonna
mean?
we're gonna
Like, that's
somehow
what I
end
mean.
up like just with all the chaos. We're gonna like somehow end up with like a TCU Baylor
Right.
type of
Yeah.
champion Big
Yeah.
12
It's gonna
championship
be
game.
something.
Like,
Who does
what?
Colorado play?
They got Oklahoma,
Oklahoma
State.
State. That's right.
It's
Yeah.
a home game.
yeah,
It's a home game tomorrow. So that
Oh, it's tomorrow.
It's
no, not tomorrow.
Saturday.
Friday. Sorry,
Friday.
it's on Black Friday. So
Black Friday.
starts as soon as we're done with the
Insane.
Revel experience. So we'll finish the show, throw the CU game on the TV while we
There
have
we
our
go.
NBR Thanksgiving
I
here.
like
I like
it.
it.
Shout
I like
out,
it.
dude. Shout out. Good stuff, boys. Good
Way to
stuff.
call that one out.
Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna be absolutely nuts there in the Big 12.
We are here for it.
I have no clue who's gonna win it.
Yeah, this is
I'm-
crazy.
I'll say Arizona State's in it. I don't know,
I'll
man.
take
They're,
Arizona
they're
State.
looking really
I
good.
like their coach Dillingham. He kind of fired me up after last week.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to fight
Exactly.
people.
Dude, I thought that was a
I'm
drunk
for it.
fan yelling
I
at
thought
the
that
ref.
was a drunk fan too.
I didn't
This
know
is
that
the
was
head
the coach.
football coach.
He does not. He, does
He
not look
doesn't
like the
care.
coach.
He goes out there talking. He's like one of these Dan Campbell types talking about biting kneecaps and stuff too. Like,
Beautiful.
I love it.
Had the
dude. I'm
students
here for
around
it.
them all fired up too.
Dude,
That was
and
great.
nobody, you've been a pushover since like Jake the Snake, Plummer, Jake Plummer was the quarterback at Arizona State. Shout out Pat Tillman, rest in peace, brother. But like Arizona State's been a nobody in college. And now all of a sudden, like,
Yeah.
bro, this is a fun team that I want to watch, bro. Like, I'm literally like, I'm going to bet you and I'm going to make sure I find your game on one of my quad boxes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
All right.
pro Arizona State Sun Devils. Shout out Sun Devils.
So give us your Big 12 predictions if you can even
Drop
Drop
even come
those
up with
in
something.
The comments.
Mathematically. It's just like it's
or
a
just what would you
crapshoot.
like to see?
There's-
You know what I mean?
I think like every team, like you can only like really the most I could say is like I'm 40% sure. Like I don't even have the balls to say 50%.
I think,
because it's
I think
tough.
Arizona State is probably in the driver's seat.
Oh, definitely. I mean, they just got to win and they're in.
They just
You know,
gotta
and they're
win.
playing Arizona. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know. I think their coach is going to get them rallied for that
Yeah.
game.
In-state rivalries can always be weird.
I know.
Sometimes,
I know.
but
I like upsets. I am pro upsets. We are pro upsets until the final whistle. I just don't know. I just can't call this one. Not this
We'll
one.
see. This is a bowl game for Arizona because
This is
this is
a
their
bowl
last
game.
game of the season.
This is a bowl game. Yep.
All right. Well,
Starting over, they do have an interim head coach.
we
That's true.
the Big 12 chaos. Who knows what's going to happen? The other conferences that have college football implications, not really that complicated. SMU, they're already in the ACC title game. Miami just needs to beat Syracuse, or Clemson can get in if Miami loses. So
Is a upset to watch.
yeah, definitely. But right now, the only three teams that really are in play are Miami or Clemson, and then SMU's automatically in.
Yeah.
So I'm still going to say it's going to be Miami SMU. Big Ten,
sure.
Oregon's already locked in. Ohio State just needs to beat Michigan at home, and then they get their chance at a rematch against Oregon. Penn State has to beat Maryland, and then needs Ohio State to lose. Then moving on to the SEC, Georgia's locked in, and it's really just it's a play-in game between Texas and Texas A&M. We talked about that a little bit more on the Monday show. If you didn't catch that, go ahead and go back and check it out. Interesting scenario, or maybe Texas wants to lose that game. Won't spoil too much of it. Just go ahead and see what we had to say about that on Monday. And then the other big conference that's going to be at play here, the Mountain West. Boise State's already in it. Colorado gets in with a win over Utah State and
Colorado? You mean Colorado State?
Oh yeah, Colorado State. Sorry, with a win over Utah State, and they need a UNLV loss to Nevada. UNLV gets in with a win over Nevada and the Colorado State loss. If both teams
10
win,
a.m.
if both teams win, the higher ranked team in the final CFP rankings
Friday,
will
that
advance.
Friday slate, dude, for Black Friday is elite, brother.
Oh yeah, it's good.
Oh yeah, college football is
Good
way
day.
better than the
Is there
crap
NFL
NFL game.
is there
It's
NFL?
Raiders
Chiefs.
Oh yeah,
crappy ass game.
I'm watching Navy East Carolina at 10 a.m. and
Yeah.
I already told my girlfriend's going to Arizona for Thanksgiving with her family. I already told her like my bank account's going to be a couple $100 shy because I'm just gonna degen bet, like I'm gonna rage bet on TikTok on like Black Friday.
Look forward to seeing it on
All right.
the TikTok.
Last little thing we got here to cover with college football. Kent State, first winless team we've
Yeah.
had since 2019. So it's been 5 years since the Akron Zips went winless. Now the Kent State.
Do you want to hear something
whatever
crazy
Eagles
betting
they
one
are.
with Kent State?
They're the Golden Flashes.
Buddy, you want to hear
Flashes.
something nuts with Kent State though?
Yeah.
About that, on top of they are winless, boys. They are literally one of the best,
0-12.
brother. They are like a covering machine, bro. I think they're like 8-2 against the spread.
Dang.
No kidding.
Like, if you bet on them, you love Kent State because they're gonna lose, but they're not gonna lose by the margin. I saw that on covers. I got it like right here. I haven't pulled up their exact thing. I saw it 2 days ago, and I'm like, because they played Toledo, and Toledo lambasted them, and I'm like, okay, Kent State covered. Like that spread was like 15
No
and a half.
kidding.
They lost by like 4 on like some crazy touchdown at the end of the game. Like they've lost like 5 games by like 2 points.
Oh man.
So they're like right there. They haven't been getting killed, but they've lost every game that they played in.
Let me go find. Yeah, they lost their final game
Buffalo.
this weekend. Buffalo smacked them 43-7. But yeah, if we go look at it, they lost. I mean, they got crushed by Pitt, 55-24. St. Francis, Pennsylvania, whoever that team is, beat them 23-17. Tennessee beat them
How do you lose that?
71-0. Penn State beat them 56-0.
Penn State put up over 50 points.
They
on you.
did
That
not.
means more.
They didn't cover the Pitt game, the Penn State game, and they didn't cover the bowling.
They covered the Tennessee game.
They covered. No, they did not cover.
Okay,
the
I was going to say,
Tennessee game.
how was there a 72?
I don't think there
point
was
spread?
there was no spread on that game.
Oh,
That
okay.
game was off the board.
Yeah, Eastern Michigan beat them
So that one's not on there.
52-33.
They have it as a 2 right there.
Gotcha.
And that one as well. There's no spread for that one, so they have it marked out.
They lost a heartbreaker to Bowling or to Ball State, who's also been terrible. That was 37-35. Bowling Green kind of crushed them.
Yeah.
Western Michigan 52-21. Ohio 41-0. Miami of Ohio, one of the worst offenses in all of college football, dropped 34 on them, 34-7. Akron beat them 38-17, and yeah, Buffalo just crushed them. So rough
Tough
season.
year. I
Rough
think
year
we got
to
a
be a
video.
Golden
I
Flashes.
think we got a video for the Golden
We
Flashes.
do have a clip.
We do.
Let's
yeah.
check this out.
Looks like a high.
That was before. They're going to throw at Floria.
Now that throw from Floria is going to get picked off. Intercepted. They try to bring a gadget out and let Luke Floria.
That was how the season ended.
Moment of silence, real quick.
Not
for
with a
Kent
bang,
State.
but with a whimper.
The Kent State Flashes. Shout out. Moment of silence. Thank you.
Do we have taps on the soundboard?
We do not
I
have
don't
taps.
think so. No.
How,
We gotta get that. on there.
we're military broadcast radio. And that's not one of our sound effects. All right, go wake up, H Train. We gotta.
Gotta load it up.
What is he doing out here? But yeah,
Move on from that though.
rough
We're
season
gonna
for the
do.
Flashes.
You guys want to just do pick 'em real quick?
We're gonna do a special
Okay.
version of team building.
Yeah, 'cause we're just-
actually for NBA.
We're
So
just putting together.
yeah, so
some
you're
top
gonna
fives.
pick. You're gonna pick. I got the wheel up too, by the way. You don't have to worry about that. Yeah, but we're gonna do it. NBA starting 5. Jimmy, you're gonna pick old school guys, 80s to 90s, the old players, and we're gonna
Well,
pick the new gen.
This was
and
my
it'll
next
be
question.
head
You
to
guys
head.
weren't born in 2000.
I
So,
was.
like, is that old school?
Well, it's saying like 2000 after.
Well, I was saying we could just pick a 10-year period of time. You do
Yeah.
89 to 99. Pick guys in there. You get
Okay.
you get the basically the prime version of whoever was in that time frame We do 2014 to like 2014. Kind of leave out the 2000s because it's like
Yeah, like 2014 up until like now.
So exactly. That way we're not
10
like
years
we're not
of
getting like prime like Kobe and Shaq in there too because
Well, they're champion. I won't pick champions because it'd be too swayed in my favor.
you can pick champions.
Well, I pick the best.
If
five.
I'm allowed to pick
the
Hakeem
best
Olajuwon,
five.
I'm better. Like automatic. Like if I'm allowed to pick Michael Jordan, like what are we talking about?
That'll be
got to test
the
it out.
game's
Gotta
over.
hear what the
If you
people are
let me
thinking.
get Michael Jordan and T Mac and Hakeem Olajuwon, what are we even talking? Yao
Hey,
Ming?
that's-
What are we talking about?
That's
That's
what the
your
fans
opinion,
are for to
Jimmy.
decide.
This is for
Yeah.
the people to decide.
For the people.
We don't get
People
to
are-
have a say here.
Dude, if I watched The Gladiator. Did you guys watch The Gladiator?
We haven't,
Oh
no.
my gosh, yeah. When they're doing the thumbs up, thumbs down thing. Oh my gosh.
But here we go.
All right. I like
First spin. Jimmy, we'll let you go first.
Thanks,
here.
guys.
Let's
I
go.
appreciate you. Okay.
But we want to see what the fans think. So let us know who wins this. Portland,
Oh, Portland Trailblazers? Oh man. dude.
89 to 99.
Oh, dude, I gotta
Who do
go.
you got?
I gotta go. Let me go Clyde Drexler.
Solid pick. Solid pick.
He was technically he a PG or did he play the 2-guard spot?
He was
Technically.
technically a 2-guard.
Okay, that's what I thought. Clyde
the Glide Drexler,
I like that
Hall of
pick right
Famer,
there.
and no NBA. I will not pick NBA champions in my team.
Oh,
Here we
well,
go.
that's your
First spin
decision.
for us, and we get
Yes.
the Chicago Bulls.
Yes.
We get the Bulls.
2014 to 2024.
That's rough.
Lonzo Ball.
When did D Rose tear his ACL?
2009.
Yeah, it was before.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought.
08. You know, he was off the team by 2012.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Wow, we got
You got
shit here.
Zach Levine, baby. Zach Levine.
Who do we want to do here?
Honestly,
I mean, hey,
love it.
if
Well,
we're
this wasn't a very good
if
pick.
we are getting the prime versions of a guy,
Laurie Markkanen, baby.
I mean, I was gonna say Markkanen's gotten
Markkanen,
better, so we would get the
Markkanen's
prime
very
version
good.
of him, but he did technically play for the Bulls for a bit.
So
We
we're gonna
drafted him.
get.
We drafted him.
So we're getting like prime market. I actually like that pick. He's better
Three-
than who we're gonna
3 and
get.
D guy.
Oh
He's
yeah.
better than
Clyde
who we were
Drexler.
gonna get.
We'll put him where 3.
He's a
He's
yeah,
better
he's
than
a
who else
three-
we were gonna
He's a
have to
3
get.
and D 7-footer who can't play in the paint.
Well, we're going with him.
I love it. I love it. Oh, this is gonna be so much fun.
What are we gonna do? Put Zach
Hey,
Levine?
Markkanen's-
Zach
Yeah.
Levine's not gonna guard.
Well, we
Drexler.
didn't. Yeah, but we didn't-
Markkanen's nice, all right. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah,
I will
Markkanen's
not
nice.
Now,
hear
does the team have to
any
be like
slander.
like if you pick the player, does the player have to be drafted by that?
No, they just have
No.
to play for them at some point.
Play for him at some point.
The Boston Celtics.
So 89 to 99.
Yes. But keep in mind, like
Ooh,
I think Bird was still technically in the league, but you're not getting like MVP Larry
I'm
Bird.
not-
You're getting
I'm
like
not-
whatever the best year Larry Bird had between like his time
Man,
from
that's gonna-
89 to 99.
Oh yeah. Well, they didn't. So I'll just go Paul Pierce then,
Okay.
Paul Pierce.
because
Paul
he wasn't a
Pierce.
champion then.
Okay.
Putting
When
him
did he
back
come
in
into the
order.
league?
I think I got drafted 97,
97.
Yeah.
So
96, 97.
all right, that's whatever you're gonna put him at your 3 spot.
Or 4, 3 or 4.
You want to do him at power forward or at small forward?
Let's go small forward.
Small forward. All right.
Houston.
Rockets.
Houston, baby.
You're going. You got to go Harden.
I mean, I feel like MVP Harden's probably our best.
MVP Harden is.
I'm
gonna
not
be the
mad
best
about
bet.
that.
That's
Harden and
that's honestly
Markkanen.
solid.
Put him at. I think let's put him at 2.
He's going at a shooting guard.
Yeah, put him at guard.
Toronto.
Oh man. Oh dude, Vince Carter. What are we even talking about? Thank you very much.
So
I'll
Vince
put him
as
at
your
point.
point guard. All right.
What are we even talking about?
Here we go.
Uh-uh.
Timberwolves, baby.
You gotta go.
The
You got.
Timberwolves.
T-Wolves. Well, what do we have?
We've got a
you
shooting
probably
guard and
gotta
a
go
small forward.
Anthony. You got to go Anthony. You're not picking Cat.
I don't know if we want to play Anthony Edwards as a whatchamacallit.
I mean, as
And
one,
Paul,
I
and
mean,
Paul Pierce.
he is
will
the
take it
one.
Down, you know,
Yeah, that's
not
true.
even close.
Let's go, Ant. He's
He is.
insane.
He's the
He
best
is.
player in the history of that team, other than Kevin Garnett.
All right, there we go. Oh, hey, that
baby,
team.
Reggie Miller, baby. Let's
How's your
go.
power forward?
Let's go.
So Reggie Miller at
Let's
the 4.
go, baby. Let's go. We are shooting the lights out.
We got the Raptors.
Raptors.
Did we put Kawhi there?
We
at the-
gotta. We need
Yeah.
some defense on this team, man. We gotta go
I like
Kawhi
it.
at the
You
4.
got- I mean,
we
you
are
need
praying.
something.
We are praying for
You
a
have
defender.
Lauri Markkanen and James Harden.
Markkanen is good. Markkanen.
And when we got,
The
we're
finisher.
getting MVP Harden. All right.
Yeah, we're getting MVP Harden. MVP step back draw
Who
foul
lost, who
Harden.
lost a 3-1 series lead to
What didn't they lose it to the
man.
Warriors?
so MVP
Pacers
doesn't matter.
again, baby.
Oh, who's
Need
your-
a 5? Need a
Who's your
center.
center? What was this? Like Roy Hibbert?
No,
he was.
He was
No,
way.
he
He's
was-
early
he-
2000s.
Okay, yeah, he was
early
after that.
2000s. Man, dude, a few players I could go here too. I could go Big Country.
That's who I thought you were gonna pick right away.
Because I want to know if he played. I just need to look something up, guys. I'm sorry.
Oh, he's got to do research now.
I don't. Dude, I
Suddenly,
was
it's not
also-
so easy. What the heck? Oh, that's
It's
so
the
shit.
Indiana Pacers. Bro.
Once he
Like, they've
got
been-
4
they've been
people, it
balling.
wasn't. so
You know what I mean?
I mean, we're probably gonna get like the Charlotte Hornets on their final spin.
Can
with-
we?
Yeah,
can I
we're
get one
screwed,
respin?
bro.
Huh?
Can we get one respin?
Sure, if we get a respin.
I'll give you guys a respin.
All right, yeah,
Okay.
do it, do it.
All right,
Give him a
let's do
respin.
it. Here we go. Thunder.
OKC.
But that team wasn't around then, so
They were the Sonics.
They were the Sonics, yeah.
So just pick somebody off the
Oh
Sonics.
shit, I don't remember that. I'll go Sean Kemp.
Sean Kemp as your center. All right. I mean, he's a little out of position, but he's still got the
There
size.
is no positions in NBA anymore.
Yeah.
You got Lauri Markkanen, a 7-footer, as your 2 guard.
The Knicks. Yeah. Have they had any notable big men that we would even want?
Well, we're heads up
Cat?
here. Either Cat or Kristaps Porzingis.
KP is not bad. Or do we just risk it with a final respin?
You want to risk it? I don't see that. That's not really a bad idea. To risk it.
Let's do
All right,
it.
we might as well take it. We might as well take
Let's
it.
make it
I
interesting.
love it.
We're making it interesting.
I
Come
like
on.
it.
Give
I
us the
like
freaking Hornets. We'll take
Yeah,
Bismack.
oh, let's go!
Oh no!
Put him in
Oh,
there.
my God.
Bismack
Put him in
Biyombo,
there.
baby.
Who the heck is that guy?
He's that
I
guy
like
last year. He passed out on the court.
Oh
Remember that?
yeah, I remember that. Is he
Wow,
okay?
we
He's all
actually
good
got the
now.
Hornets.
Back. He's playing still, but that is how a lot of people remember him now. But he just played on the Hornets for a while.
Yeah, Bismack, Biyombo, Lauri Markkanen with James Harden and who else?
And
Against like
we got
a Hall
Ant-Man.
of Fame
We got
squad.
Ant-Man.
Against a Hall
you're
of
not-
Fame
They're
squad.
not stopping Bismack. They're not stopping Bismack, Jimmy.
They
Come
ain't
on,
stop-
fans. Come on, fans.
I love it.
That's
is-
clip worthy right
Oh,
there.
we gotta clip
I
this,
called
dude.
it.
You
Mid
called it.
spin.
You
We're
did.
getting the Hornets for Bismack Biyombo.
Oh my god.
Wow, that's nuts.
Wow.
Well, we kind of just also got chipped with their spins. We got some
I
bad
know.
modern era teams.
Oh, I
The
love
Bulls, the 2014 to
it. You
2024
got
Bulls.
Lauri. Oh, they're
We
the
got
worst team in the
screwed.
NBA.
We got screwed.
I don't even know how to spell Bismack Biyombo's name. All right. Well, we spun a random wheel,
The wheel
to
is
generate
dead,
our
dude.
teams.
That's what we're
The
learning.
wheel is life.
The wheel
Yeah,
is dead.
we live and die by the wheel. Jimmy's team of old school guys from 1989 to 99. He's got Vince Carter at the 1, Clyde Drexler is the shooting guard, Paul Pierce the small forward, Reggie Miller the power forward, and Sean Kemp's the center.
I am shooting the lights
man.
out, and I
Yeah.
am ultra athletic, and I'm gonna run Lauri Markkanen up and down that court.
We got
Yeah,
the
Morning, noon, and night.
Kemp-
boys.
we got the modern team from 2014 to 2024 this year. We got the point guard is Anthony Edwards. Shooting guard is prime James Harden. Small forward Lauri Markkanen. Power forward Kawhi Leonard when he won the
At least
the
we got
chip
size, man.
with the Raptors in 2019. And Bismack Biyombo.
Bismack
the
Biyombo,
man,
baby.
the myth, the legend. Yeah, the
Shout
wheel.
out Bismack, dude. Shout out Bismack.
We should have
But
taken
bad
we should have taken Porzingis, but whatever.
Yeah,
We
it's
should
all
have
right.
taken
Live and
Porzingis.
die by the wheel.
That was fun. That
Yeah.
was fun. We're gonna
That
do
was
that
fun.
again.
Well, we gotta do some more.
We're definitely gonna do.
Yeah,
more.
we'll see what happens when when
old school.
we get
team,
some better spins.
4-0 sweep. Crack, boys.
7-game series. Drop your predictions. Let us
Yeah,
know.
We're screwed.
You taking
here.
the modern team
new
or,
school
or
versus
old
old
school?
Yeah.
We're screwed
Let's
here.
do it.
I think you are.
We're done.
Yeah, you're
I think
toast.
we're screwed.
It's okay. I mean, I have no, I mean, if you're playing like a conventional game, if I have, you know what I mean? Like I have no side, like I have no rebounding, but it's not going to matter because I'm getting to the paint because you have absolutely nobody down there that's going to stop anybody off the pick and roll.
Bismack is
dude,
gonna
Vince Carter in the pick and roll
wreck
with
the rim.
Vince Carter in the pick and roll with Reggie Miller, dude, where you have to worry about both of them shooting coming off the screen. Yeah, there's gonna be wide open layups, dude. Wide open layups. This is.
I'd rather take 2 than 3, I guess. You know,
totally.
If they're gonna score, at least as possible.
Yeah, this was fun. We're gonna do this again.
That was
We
really
will.
fun. Like that.
All right.
We're gonna
We're
clip
gonna
this
hit-
and we're gonna post this on all social
Oh
media
yeah.
accounts.
We're gonna
gonna
hit
make
to
this
a
great.
quick break, and then when we come back, we're gonna dive into the pick'em again
Oh yeah.
and
Week 13.
get
baby.
into it. Yeah. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere. We still got half an hour of sports frenzy to go till the final whistle. Stay tuned.
We interrupt regular programming to bring you the special report.
Somewhere little children cry as their parents say goodbye, bound for a land far away. When they'll return they just can't say, to this place where wise men walked, in a world where men won't talk. Can't help but see the irony, making war to keep the peace. Oh God, I hate this whirling dust. Don't wanna be here, but I must. Lord, I do not want to die, and that's the reason why I'm trusting in the sentry in the sky. Events have gone awry. Can't change the world, but I've got to try. Under eastern stars I pray, keeping low and hoping for better days. Oh God, I hate this swirling dust. To you, my love, I miss you much. Wipe a tear from your eye. I'll see you by and by, 'cause I'm trusting in the sentry in the sky. I'm trusting in the sentry in the sky. I'm trusting in the sentry. I'm trusting in the sentry in the sky.
Military Broadcast Radio, the station that's giving veterans a voice.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
You are looking live at Till the Final Whistle on
Welcome
Military Broadcast Radio. Jimmy
What's up,
Covers
Terry? Thanks for coming.
on the ones and twos behind the scenes. Caveman to my left, HG on the right. And the boys wanted the smoke. They got the smoke. They wanted the wheel. They
was a
got
great
the
segment.
wheel. And the old school cracked them up, boys. And they got Bismack Biombo. What are we talking?
That remains to
Make
be
sure to
seen.
get your
It
votes
is-
in, though.
it
The
is
people,
okay.
the
We're gonna
people
put this
might
on
believe
social
in
media.
Bismack. They will
But-
believe in
Yeah, this
Bismack.
is
Trust me.
The lifeblood of whatever team we're taking over.
A
is
lot of
through
topics
Bismack.
today, boys. We had some NBA, college football, college basketball, some NBA, NFL. We're going to get to our Pick'em League. runyourpool.com till the final whistle. The boys are buzzing. It's a new week. We got to pick Thanksgiving football, Black Friday football, and Sunday football, boys. We got a loaded slate of football, boys. We got to get into it. We are going to start with Mercury. Who do you have? Thursday, Thanksgiving. A lot of good football games. Which one are you watching, boys?
Well, we're going to start here in the morning. The Detroit Lions doing their usual Thanksgiving game.
Oh, yeah. They're
hosting the Chicago Bears in the morning. Going to go with the Lions here. Even though they always find a way to lose on Thanksgiving, the Bears are just so bad. They got to win this game. So I'm going with them. It's a tight race there in the NFC North.
I need one from the Bears, man.
Yeah. You're going with the Bears?
No. Because I'm not a fool. You know what I mean?
Jimmy's gonna be
I
a
need
Bears
one.
fan tomorrow.
I'm gonna hammer the hell out of the Detroit Lions just because I'm a degen. I'm probably gonna bet this under though. Because I think the Bears do have a good enough defense to sort of hold, the Lions scoring wise. And I don't think that they're gonna be making all these mistakes that these AFC South teams have. I think the total right now is 48.5. I could see this being a low scoring game.
I think so.
I really could. Division game.
48.5.
That's a lot of points, I think, for the Chicago Bears. Like, how are the Bears going to match that with the Detroit Lions defense?
Yeah.
The Lions defense, I know they're, it is what it is, but like, I think like their strongest asset is like their ability to pressure and create turnovers. It's pretty dangerous for the rookie quarterback, Caleb Williams, right now. So I don't know. I think the Detroit Lions can sort of stifle that Bears offense. And I think the Bears defense can stifle the Detroit Lions offense. I think this could be a low scoring, like one of those weird NFC North 16-13 type games.
Very true.
I can see it.
If it goes close to the 48.5, majority of the points will probably be scored by the Lions.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
It's either going to be really low scoring or close, or Detroit's going to win like 41-10.
Yeah.
All right, Giants, Cowboys. Here's how we're deciding this one.
Just close your eyes and pick. Give me
Oh,
Drew
wait,
Lock,
hold on.
You went the game under it.
All right. Well, I was going to hit the Cowboys, so we're
we're
going with the Cowboys.
I'm going Drew Lock, man.
I don't know. Total's 37.
Come on, Giants.
Giants plus 160. How are the Cowboys 3.5 point favorites to anybody?
I don't know.
Well, they are playing. It's the Giants.
They did somehow score 34 last night, but that was a lot of special teams.
Yeah. Excuse you. Yeah, minus 200 on the money line. Screw it. Give me the Giants.
This game's going to be a train wreck.
It's going to be a train wreck. It really is. If you want to watch awful football and just like not know what's going to happen, watch this game.
Something hilarious is going to happen in this game. I just have a feeling it's like a primetime Thanksgiving holiday game.
Yep.
Something ridiculous is going to go down
on
this game.
Yep.
Next up,
so make sure you're tuned in.
Slot.
Prime time, baby.
Miami's going to Lambeau.
The start of 6 consecutive night games for the Green Bay Packers.
No kidding.
Green Bay Packers under Matt LaFleur, 13-1 at 6:00 night games on primetime. Only loss coming to the Detroit Lions.
I'm going with the Packers because I think their style of play is just better for this type of game. It's going to be cold. It's going to be frigid. There may be some wet conditions if we get some snow in this game.
Yeah, that's true. Trap game for us. We have the Lions after this game. So
yeah.
Trap game, if I've ever seen.
Definitely.
Dolphins, not very good in the cold weather. That offense kind of freezes up and slows down a lot in the cold weather when they're not playing in South Florida.
There's a lot riding on this for Miami. They need to win this game, not only for playoffs. They got to win it just because they haven't won and haven't been successful in the cold. Because it's a team that you expect to be in the playoffs. You got to be able to travel and play in that type of weather. Hard Rock Stadium is very nice. I'm sure, night games, 60 degrees weather still until like 10 p.m. out there watching those Dolphins games. So it's a big change for them. They need to win this one. But I'm going with the Pack.
Go Pack, go in this one.
I like it.
Next up is our Black Friday. And I was going to say that the Raiders are going to spoil it, but they're just not.
I mean, who's the quarterback going to be?
Desmond
Ritter or some guy you've never heard of.
O'Connell, I believe.
O'Connell's hurt.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Then it's Ritter.
It's Desmond Ritter and then like I saw this guy's name. I can't even remember it. Some dude you've never even heard of before.
I bet. Yeah.
So
Holding
like,
off the practice squad.
yeah. So I mean, they're down to like their
Kansas
Q.
City
They're
is
down to
only a
QB
13
4 and
point favorite.
5.
Only 13. That's kind of shocking, honestly.
Yeah.
Total's 42.5. I kind of think that game goes under also, just
Yeah.
because like Kansas City's probably going to score 3/4 of those points.
The NFL just subjecting us to another Chiefs primetime game where the
Boom.
yeah they're gonna it's
3
gonna be
o'clock on-
boring.
I'm going to be on college football. I'm going to be on college
Yeah.
basketball. I think that I think this game is also like one of those like Peacock or Amazon Prime games.
It's on Amazon Prime. Yeah,
I'll
it's
be watching.
it's the
I'll be
substitute for
watching
Thursday night.
I'll be watching. College football on ESPN. That's where I'll.
So much better college football matchups with more meaningful impact,
Gotta watch the
entertaining
Bucks
games. Yeah.
That game's on in the morning though. That's gonna be an interesting dynamic. Seeing how they wake up. I mean, I figured Black Friday and have a blackout with the black unis and the gold. I
Ooh,
think that's kind of
Blackout Friday. Yeah,
That's kind of set up perfect for you. Put it like 5 o'clock spot. It's dark out at 4:30 here.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like 10 a.m. versus a game that you must win. I don't know, man.
I wonder, did they get to schedule? Like, I think did the NCAA schedule it that way?
Well, I know if you want to have like your own primetime stuff, like you can, like, hey, we want to do this special game, here,
Yeah.
and you can.
I guess they just didn't have
It's
confidence
Oklahoma
that it'd
State.
be
Why wouldn't you be able to have a blackout game on Black Friday against Oklahoma State?
exactly
What are we talking about? 10 a.m.
missed opportunity there.
I know, I'm gonna be too drunk. It's gonna be tough. Your boy waking up that early to watch a college. It's gonna be like those England games on Sunday. Like, buddy,
Yeah.
I'm
Those are
nursing
hard to
a-
make.
I'm nursing a crippling hangover right now, and you're playing football. I can't do it, man. I don't know, but
All right, well, let's slide over to the Sunday games. The New York Jets hosting the Seattle Seahawks. Give me Seattle here.
come on, Aaron. They're going across the coast, playing back-to-back division games of Seattle Seahawks, going over to, across the coast. Kind of tough, you know what I mean? Big letdown spot. If you can't win again, come on, Aaron.
Going with the
Come
Seahawks.
on, Aaron.
Aaron's gonna love
Come
it.
on, Devontae.
Seriously.
Come on.
Since I picked the Seahawks, that means the Jets will probably win. Aaron Rodgers hates me. I swear to God, this guy always burns me
He
in the
hates
pick him this
everybody,
year.
dude. He hates everybody.
Everyone and everything. All right, our next game, huge divisional matchup here.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh going to Cincinnati.
Give me the Bengals, man.
I think Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, he's gonna throw for 390 yards and 4 touchdowns. Chase is gonna have $175, 2
They're coming off the
touchdowns.
bye week.
T. Higgins, 110 in the touch on 8 receptions, and then the Steelers are gonna win 42-44.
Total is 48. Cincinnati Bengals at home are 8-3 to the over. Pretty
Interesting.
Good. It's pretty good.
That is.
Yeah.
2.5 point favorites for the Cincinnati Bengals, -2.5. Money line -150. I probably got to go I got to go Bengals with you, caveman.
Coming off the bye week, they need this division win right here.
They do.
They need any wins at this point.
If they're going to give themselves a shot at the 7th seed, by the end of the year, I think they got to win. This is a must-win game.
Yep.
I'm gonna roll with the Steelers still.
That's a
Bengals,
fair pick.
they
Yeah,
just
that's a
find a
fair
way
pick.
to lose.
Yeah,
They're this
that's
year's
cool.
Chargers.
Yeah.
Alrighty. We're gonna go Indianapolis Colts in Foxborough against the New England Patriots. Give me the Fighting Drake Mays. I like this as a good game for the Rook to pick up another win. Pretty bad defense. I think he can have himself a day.
New
Score
England,
some points.
3-point home underdogs.
Wow.
If you want to
Interesting.
bet on New England, boys, it is +130 on the money line. So if you have any hashtag rebet coins out there, I mean, I think it'd be pretty safe to just throw this on New England at +3 because I don't see Indianapolis with Anthony Richardson
That's true.
really covering a point spread right now.
Let's go ahead and use it. All right. Another huge game here of playoff implications. Minnesota Vikings versus the Arizona Cardinals.
Cardinals, come on.
I'm going with the Vikings here. Home game. Arizona so shaky. I feel like now they're gonna have a couple stretches where they look bad, then they'll get back off the schneid and look good again.
Look at the last head-to-head matchup. Ooh. Vikings are 2-6 against the spread in head-to-head matchups against the Arizona Cardinals. Their
Wow.
last matchup was in 2022, where Minnesota won 34-26.
It's going to be an interesting game for sure. I just think the Vikings are the better team, though.
I think so, yeah.
On both sides of the ball.
They are 3.5-point home favorites, minus 190 on the. If you like the Arizona Cardinals, plus 3.5, you're getting, and it's plus 155 on the money line.
I think it'll still probably be a pretty close game.
Total is 45. I kind of like that over. I think there's gonna be a lot of points in this game.
Could be, yeah. I think we'll see like another similar score, like 34-26, something like 34-28, somewhere around there. 34-31. I can see both teams scoring 30 here, but Vikings is just a better team on both sides of the ball. All right, next game, Tennessee versus the Washington Commanders. Washington's got to pick up a win.
Yeah, they got
3-game losing streak. I think they got to snap it here. Not going to be easy. This game's I could see the Titans really giving Washington a lot of problems, especially Pollard running the football. Tennessee defense still been really good all year despite the record. But I feel like Washington's going to find a way to get a W here. Jaden Daniels he's getting healthier. I see him using his legs a lot here and that being a big factor in this game. I don't think the Titans defense is going to be ready to stop a running quarterback. Then I'm going to go with the Commanders here. Get a win, get off the schneid. Who do you guys got?
I'm going Commanders too. Tennessee had a big upset last week, but it was a division game. They're going to Washington. I don't know.
It's hard to play a spoiler 2 weeks in a row. Like, oh wow, these guys just beat
Yeah, I probably got to go.
a good team. Like,
I think
pay
Daniels is
attention.
going to get off the schneid here. I just don't know. I think Washington will be able to wake up for this game, knowing that hey, we got to win. We got to stack some dubs here.
We've lost 3 in a row.
Lost 3 in a row. You don't want to fall out of that because right now they're a wild card team. I believe they are the 7th seed.
Cardinals are right behind them. The Buccaneers are still a threat.
That NFC West is just in chaos. I think Washington has to win this game, I think, if they're going to set themselves up in the second half of the season for a playoff push because, like, the last part of their schedule kind of is okay, but they still got to play Philly one more time, Atlanta, New Orleans, and Dallas. It's like, man, like, you probably lose that Philly game. So it's like you don't want to drop another one. You especially don't want to lose to the New Orleans Saints in New Orleans.
You don't.
December 15th.
They
Then
don't.
you're really setting
not
yourself
something
back.
you want.
You're
you know,
setting the
from the
Saints
wild
up to
card.
do some stuff that
Hey.
makes me sound delusional. We talk about all football fans being delusional.
They are.
You've got to be delusional to be a football
I
fan.
think so, man. I think it's if you don't have like that, hey, we're going to go on a run. Saints are going on a run. We run the table. We're in the playoffs.
Yep.
You have 6 losses?
7.
Okay, so if you run the table, you finish 10-7. You're going to give yourself a shot at that 7 seed.
With how bad the Broncos are every year, I usually don't give up on the playoff aspirations until like week 15, 14, 15, somewhere around there usually.
Yeah.
When it's like, wow, you can really see just like they're either mathematically eliminated or the gap is just too huge. But I always have like playoff delusions pretty late into the year.
And I'm so stupid and delusional that I tell people all the time, I'm like, the regular season is just regular. The Packers are in the playoffs. I just don't know what their seed is yet.
Exactly.
Like I know I don't know how it's gonna happen, but I know we're gonna be in it. I've watched my team literally start the season 0-6, and we won the division. I have watched that happen. And Aaron Rodgers said, I think we can run the table. He was not wrong.
RELAX. I remember that season too.
That was 2015. Went to the NFC Championship game. And
No big deal.
And lost to the Arizona Cardinals, who blew a 28-point lead in the Super Bowl to the Patriots. That was that year. Yeah. No big deal.
You mean the Falcons? The Falcons that blew the 23 lead.
Who did I say?
The Cardinals.
Oh, yeah. Same bird, whatever.
Yeah,
Close enough.
Hey, it's a bird. There's a
It's
lot
a
of bird
bird.
teams. All right, we're gonna move
what
on.
is it with the
bird
NFL?
teams.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, we only got 10.
All right. Moving on to our next matchup: Chargers
Seahawks.
Falcons. I think
lot
the
of
Chargers are going to get a rebound win here. Atlanta's just got a lot of problems.
Yeah.
A lot of glaring weaknesses that a good team like LA should be able to exploit.
Yeah. Yeah. Harbaugh's just a better coach than
Yeah, Raheem.
Yeah,
I don't think Raheem Morris got like they signed like Kirk, and it was like, oh, we've got the quarterback, we've got all these weapons, and it's like, oh, your defense is still trash.
your number one wide receiver is Drake London.
Yeah, you've
Atlanta
got
fans. Say
glaring
bye-bye.
weakness. Yeah.
Say bye-bye to Kirko. Y'all are going to take that cap hit. He's
Yep.
going to have an ending in Atlanta, I'm assuming, just like Russ. And it's a division rival, so I'm probably overreacting. But
You're not.
Just
He's out of there.
just say bye-bye to Kirko now. Michael Penix is going to step in.
Yeah,
as he
that's gonna
should have
happen.
been. As he should have been. Should have never even got Kirk if you're going to pick Michael Penix.
What was up with that, dude?
Delusion. I
horrible.
don't know.
You know,
Like
I don't even like him. And I was like, what are you doing?
everybody and their mother and their mother's mother and their mother's mother's mother like knew that the biggest thing that the Atlanta Falcons needed was an elite pass rusher, and you had a top 10 pick, and you had
3 of the top pass rushers.
you
sit
had your pick
of the
of,
litter.
of any defensive lineman,
Yeah.
and you draft Michael Penix,
Yeah.
like the second oldest quarterback in the draft,
Right.
to back up your one of your
40-year-old
oldest QBs in the NFL. Well,
He's gonna be coming off of
hey.
his he's gonna be
Yep.
he's
Hey,
gonna-
look at
he's
this.
gonna be
Your
coming off
defense
of
is
his
awful.
rookie
Your
year,
offensive
30
line,
years old.
your offensive line folds against good pass rushes. You have like one of the worst pressure rates in the entire NFL. And anytime you play a half decent team that can rush the quarterback and has a quarterback that can make good throws, you just get crushed. You just do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Atlanta bungled it. They might miss
They
the
did.
playoffs, honestly.
Fingers crossed.
I'm not confident in Atlanta's ability to make the playoffs.
No.
Tampa's right behind them. All right. Speaking of
Houston.
Tampa, they play the Panthers. Give me the Bucks, man.
Yeah, Bucks are on a
And
roll.
Carolina.
-6. I like
This
it.
one might be kind of close. Carolina's kind of figured something out to get 27
Yeah.
points on the Chiefs. It might
That
be a
is
pretty
true.
good division game. Keep
Bryce
your eye on
Young's looking a lot more confident recent weeks too.
He really
Like,
has.
He looks less scared. I think like the guy was just terrified his rookie year because he was just under fire. And it's like their line isn't that much better.
No.
But they figured something out to make him feel more confident and less, afraid of the pass rush.
You know what? Because I want carnage and chaos in the NFC South. Come on, Panthers. Give me a win.
I
Give me a
can't
win.
I can't do it, but I can see where you're coming from. They're due to upset somebody here. They're playing better. We're gonna go with the Houston Texans going to Jacksonville. I think Houston's got to get a bounce back win.
So yeah.
They need it.
Mac Jones is gonna
32
probably
points to the
gift them 2
Titans.
interceptions. Yeah.
32 points to the Titans. They better beat Jacksonville by 30, man. They got to show that they are ready.
Joe
to
Mixon had a
make
down
run.
day, so a good day for him to, get another good rushing performance under his belt and just go off.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go to the Big Easy, New Orleans, hosting the LA Rams. Hey man, I love your confidence in your Saints. Unfortunately,
Come on.
I'm going with the
Come
Rams
on.
here. I don't know who they are going to have to cover Puka Nacua, Cooper Cup, and DeMarcus Robinson.
Freaking the guy in the first row.
Kool-Aid McKendry. He's gonna cover all 3 of them.
Did
at
you
the same
see
time.
that video I sent you? Put that guy on
Kalen
anybody.
Saunders, yeah, man.
He's doing backflips like just chilling, boys.
Yep. Put him out there. You
Just
know what?
run him out there.
It's gonna be the guy row 6, seat 600. He's coming out and suiting up for us.
I like
So shout out to that guy. We'll figure out your name on Sunday whenever you're there. But he's ready to go in. He's ready to play.
Get them in there.
Be the freaking Saints, man. Come on.
All right.
Derek
I love
Dimes,
I like it.
6 incompletions
Derek
last
Dimes.
week. He wants to play good. When we fired our head coach and got rid of our best defensive player, whatever, man. You better, at this point, get Clint Kubiak a secure
Dude,
job for next year.
You guys lost to the Chargers 26-8.
Yeah, we did.
That is insane, brother.
And that was without Derek Carr. That was without Derek Carr. We only had Chris Olave. And then next week, dude's freaking concussed. seeing stars in
Yeah.
Carolina.
He's still hurt. I love it. Carr.
He's done for the season.
Yeah, Carr laid
Chris
it out
Olave's
bad.
done for the season. That's my waiver wire. If you need somebody to get rid of to add somebody else, just Chris Olave he's gone, man. He's done for the season. He got 3 concussions in a month. There's no way he plays football again this year. It's just not going to happen.
All right. Let's get to the game of the week. Baltimore versus the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm running with the Ravens here, man.
I picked them too.
Lamar, Daniel Jones isn't there to save the Eagles.
Both of you guys pick Baltimore?
You're going with the Eagles, huh, Jimmy?
They're home.
I probably got to, boys.
Home team.
I mean, but this is one of those games where like there is no loser for sports fans.
Oh yeah, I think
I love
absolute
this game,
fireworks,
dude. I love
man.
this
It's going to
game.
be a shootout.
I love these types of games. It's one of those like, where do we stack up against the top teams in the league?
Yeah.
Saquon versus Derrick Henry, same faces, new places. Let's go.
I mean,
I can't wait. It's gonna be a great game.
It's gonna
I probably
be
got to go
awesome.
Philly just because of the home team.
They're the away
Baltimore's
team.
home.
Oh, Baltimore is the home team.
Mm-hmm. I want to see how their defensive
Look,
line
man,
stacks
Lamar
up
just
against
doesn't
the
lose to the
Eagles.
NFC unless it's a guy
Gotta
named
happen
Daniel Jones
sometime.
back
If
there.
there's like a
This
there's
is
a
a
time
good
where it can happen
opportunity.
once, I mean, it's probably got to be
Look,
this though.
This is a
until
great
they
opportunity.
until they do it, I'm just riding
That's
the wave.
fair. Yeah,
You know,
no, for
True.
sure.
True.
Yeah, yeah.
Man.
Give me the Eagles. Let's
That's
go.
gonna be a great game.
I,
man.
I,
love
I,
it.
I'm
So
just gonna
excited.
bet. I'm definitely betting Jalen Hurts to steal a touchdown from Saquon.
I would not be shocked if we
I
see
know
100.
that will happen in this game. If there's a game that you're gonna steal a touchdown from your boy, it's
Definitely
it's
this
gonna
game.
be this.
I wouldn't be shocked if we see like 100 total points or more scored in this one. Like shades of the Rams Chiefs on Monday Night Football back in 2019.
I just don't know who's going to
2018.
cover AJ Brown out there for Baltimore. I mean,
Oh
that
yeah,
guy's
I
gonna
mean that
throw out-
the receivers for the Eagles could have a big because the Ravens secondary is still
is
playing
doable.
terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like whoever's seeing Hamilton that play is gonna probably have a tougher time. But there's still so many other people
Hamilton-
to throw the ball to.
He's
he's
just
been
a
banged
safe-
up too, man. Like,
He's
he
banged
has
up
been
and
banged
he's a safety. He's rangy, but if he's banged up and
Yeah.
he can't go,
like
because they play a lot of single high and they just rely on him to sort of play that center field position and keep everything in front of him.
I mean
It's
that's
gonna
just
be tough.
you're gonna have to either leave
Hard.
Devontae Smith or AJ Brown in the one-on-one
One-on-one.
matchup, and it's like
Yeah, you can't.
Man,
Because
Who-
you're going to have to stop the run.
yeah. The Ravens they've been pretty good about doing that. They're terrible against the pass, but they've been really good against the run this year.
A lot
It's
of
gonna
play
be
action,
interesting.
A lot of Jalen Hurts using his legs, I think, maybe.
Yeah, I think we're gonna see it. Like each
Bootlegs.
team could probably rush for over 200 yards between the quarterbacks and
the
and
wide
back.
receiver, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be a fantastic
hyped.
game.
We are here for it.
And then on Sunday Night Football, I hope Purdy's back, but I don't think he's going to be. It could be a rough one for the 49ers up there in Orchard Park, playing the Buffalo Bills. Give me the Bills here.
they're gonna get diced up by
Yeah.
Josh Allen, man. He's
They-
gonna just do. He's gonna do
Allen's
bad
having
things to
himself
him.
a year.
He's gonna do bad things to him.
Yeah.
War crimes, even.
Banged up Niners team that is just limping in the matchups.
This is what happens when you're one of those teams that sell out and you're going for it all and you make all these moves, you spend all this money, and then you don't capitalize on your opportunity.
Yep.
This is where you're at.
It's a brutal and it's a tough
Bill-
meltdown to watch.
Their season's probably going to be over after Sunday, and they're going to be playing spoiler, which is a dangerous team to play spoiler at the end of the year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
The Niners
sucks
are.
for the NFC
That's going to
West.
suck for the NFC
That
West.
sucks for those.
Or any other team that's maybe trying to make a playoff. They take that extra loss to a
Miami Dolphins, Miami.
weird team. Yeah.
Yeah.
If we take care of business, then it won't matter,
That's right. Yeah.
But at that point, it's like, yeah, dude, that's just a dangerous team.
Especially
I think the Niners
if-
season ends
Yeah.
on Sunday. Give me the Bills. They're
They'll
just
still-
a hotter team.
They'll
Are they
still
at home?
have a shot. Yeah. It's
Bills are
at
home team.
home.
Yeah, give me the Bills.
It's
Give me the
probably gonna
Bills.
be cold.
I would
That's
imagine.
Sunday
Yeah, 'cause
night.
it's always weird. Yeah,
It's Sunday night. Sun's down.
I know the Midwest going into the East Coast has been seeing some gnarly weather. This
It's another one of those like it's cross country games. Like
yeah,
you got to
and you're
take
coming off
a
a loss, and you're not going to have your guys like Nick Bosa is not playing. Or I don't know which Bosa brother's there.
Nick,
Yeah,
But
yeah.
is it Nick? Okay, yeah. So Nick Bosa's not playing. He hasn't been at practice. Purdy hasn't been at practice. So
Man,
it's like, yeah, I just don't know.
that sucks.
I know they
Niners-
held him out. They talked about it. Shanahan did press conference pregame. against the Packers. He said that, he's like, yeah, we're going to try to get him ready for next week. I just don't know. Nerve injuries with your fingers on, you can't grip the ball and throw it. It's like,
even if you like, even if he is like gets in there and plays, you got to imagine the injury is still going to be bugging him a little bit.
Yeah.
Against a team like Buffalo, that could just spell recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
All right. We got to real quickly get this final game out of here. Bo Chapman Knicks stunt on them on these Browns at home Monday Night Football in the Mile High City. Give me the Broncos. I ain't scared of no Jerry Jeudy revenge game. Pat Surtain's clamping his ass up. All right.
There's no chance of that.
No Riley Moss. No problem. Jaquan McMillan.
You guys are Monday Night Football?
We are Monday Night Football.
In the Mile High?
In the Mile High City, baby.
Let's go.
Amos Jameis and Jerry Jeudy.
Thanksgiving weekend too, boys. That's awesome.
I hope Zach Allen's good. He might not be. That makes me a little scared of Nick Chubb, but DJ Jones is still a beast against the run. But I would feel a little more comfortable if Zach Allen's back. But
don't forget about
Zach Allen, Broncos by 10 instead of 20. That's what
I like it. I like it. Broncos, let's go.
Just watch out for Myles Garrett, Denver.
Absolutely.
We will see you next Monday, folks, on Till the Final Whistle, Military Broadcast Radio. Thank you. Good night and good luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us, giving our veterans a voice.